not like it's just not uploading it.
It's fine. We can try and figure it out for next time.
I can just throw it in there. We can just leave a little dead air and then throw the intro. Oh, I am really bright. Holy crap. All right, let me turn that here. There we go.
Last time you like layered it over us talking, didn't you?
Yeah, it was kind of like we were just talking, and then like I think it kind of kicks in. Like we can have it kick in like right now.
Yeah.
We're both recording, right?
Yeah, we're both recording.
There you go. The music's playing right now. Talking over
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess this is a show. This is a thing that we do.
Yeah.
This is the monthly mishap. We're gonna talk about stuff, movies, and TV and stuff. I don't feel like reading exactly what's on here. Fuck that.
Yeah, I think it was like, what did I say? Like,
oh no, I have it. It's welcome to the monthly mishap, an excuse to talk about and recommend our favorite movies and TV shows.
Yeah, we probably don't need to say that. Or do we need to introduce ourselves? I'm Josh. That's Chris.
I'm Chris.
Welcome to the show, everybody. This is I've actually been looking forward to this, man. Like this is something to look forward to every month. Excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. We saw each other a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we did not talk at all, well, nearly at all, about any of this media. And
yeah. And we talked about the podcast briefly. We were like, when do you want to record? And I'm like, I don't know, sometime soon.
Yeah. And we kind of we were trying to work it out, but like we were also busy doing a bunch of other stuff, and like, I mean, we even ended up sitting at the airport for like 2 hours waiting on your flight, and I got there super early because it was like either I inconvenienced myself and rolled to the airport with you, or I inconvenienced somebody else and I rolled and somebody has to roll to the airport with me. And I was like, well, I'd rather just inconvenience myself. Yeah. And I don't care if I'm sitting at the airport for 4 hours. Like, I have a Vita. I can entertain myself. Like, I'll be fine. So that's what I did.
I was like, honestly, I remember we sat there for a long time, but you could have told me that was 10 minutes. And I'm like, yeah, that was 10 minutes because I was just so tired by that time. So. But it was a fun weekend. We had a good time. I mean, I got to see everyone. We both met everybody for the first time. We saw Burger Champ in the flesh, which was nice. I never seen him before, and we never seen he's a little shy of the cameras, so it was nice to see him in person and talk to him.
Yeah. And yeah, it was meeting a lot of our friends online for the first time in person. A couple of them, well, only one of them I had met before in person, and that was Caleb, and that's just because he lives like on the other side of town from me, which actually we're planning on getting lunch sometime next week. So
nice. There's a Buffalo Trace connection there, I saw.
Yeah. So he's giving me a bottle. Well, he's not giving me a bottle. I paid him for it, but he found it. He found it pretty cheap, actually, at somewhere locally. I think it was like a Walmart or a Costco or something like that. And I love Buffalo Trace. It's like one of my favorite whiskeys. Problem is that it's usually kind of hard to find. It's also usually pretty expensive. Like, I mean, not super expensive, like $40 a bottle or something like that. And he got it for like $25. I was like, yes, please. I want that.
Like, give it to me now.
Yeah.
Say something. My brain just completely shot out. I mean, man, the podcast. We were in the middle of a podcast. I had it in my head. All right, but we could talk a little bit more about Polycon if you want. What was your favorite thing that we did there that week? I thought Pop-Up was pretty fun.
So yeah, Pop-Up was fun. Honestly, one of my favorite things about traveling is going and getting local food. Like,
oh yeah,
I love that Burger Champ was like cooking for us, like at the Airbnb. But usually when I travel, I go out to eat like 3 times a day because I love going to local places that I can't go to in my local area. So probably, honestly, my favorite thing was going and getting sandwiches with y'all. Because it was fucking delicious.
and it was
Yeah.
really tasty too. Like, dude, when they slate, they literally. So what's the place called? Patuli. It was like a sandwich shop in
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, and they just came out and they slammed this giant Reuben in front of me, like the biggest Reuben I've ever seen in my life. It was
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah. And like all of the what did they put on it? It's like onions or was it sauerkraut?
Probably
I don't
sauerkraut,
remember.
I would imagine.
Yeah, so it was what is normally on that Philly sandwich? I'm completely forgetting. Philly style sandwich. Not Philly. Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. I think it is sauerkraut. It's sauerkraut and then like white onions, right? Like caramelized white onions, and then maybe horseradish. That was another one.
Coleslaw. It was the
Coleslaw.
coleslaw and French fries.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah. Fantastic.
That was a
Yeah.
definite highlight. I liked the comedy show. That was fun.
Yeah, the
Obviously,
comedy show was really fun.
I enjoyed. I don't know, just seeing everybody. I like honestly, everybody online's so nice, but in person, they're even more nice than you expect them to be. I feel like
Yes.
it's like, oh yeah, I know these people online, and it's like, okay, it could be questionable. Like, are these people going to be awesome? But as awesome as I think they are online, they are in person, which is nice.
Yeah. It was a good time. It was a really, really good time. But man, we gotta talk about some Superman.
Oh
Just
yeah, go
um
ahead.
let's throw out a spoiler warning here at the top. I have no problem spoiling everything, and I'm probably going to talk about spoilers for anything and everything that we talk about at any time on this show. If you wanted to see Superman, it's been in the theater for almost a month now. You should have gone and seen it already. And if you don't want to hear Superman spoilers, I guess go to the theater and then come back and listen later.
Yeah, I mean, or there will be. I'll try my best to get some timestamps for each individual movie we talk about at
Oh yeah,
least.
yeah, for sure.
So then we can, if you want to jump around, there you go. The options
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
I guess you could skip it if you're tired of hearing other people talk about Superman already. Because man, Superman was fucking great, wasn't it?
It was way better than I expected. Cause like, okay, so DC movies, of course, last what decade and a half or something have been kind of crap. Like to be honest, I mean, like there's good parts to them. Like Man of Steel's good. There's good parts to like Batman v Superman, even though the movie itself isn't that great. But like,
So
yeah, go ahead.
Man of Steel is like watching a Dragon Ball Z fight in real life.
Yeah,
It's just people crashing through buildings. Like it's an insane movie. I don't think it's like a great Superman story, but it's a really fun movie to watch.
yeah,
This was a good Superman story. Like this reminds me of reading like actual Superman comics where it's just like Superman's just he's the best human. He's
yeah.
just the best.
He's like the nicest person that you would ever meet, the most honest person you would ever meet. Like
Hmm.
above all else, he cares about being kind and courteous to his fellow man. Like that's Superman, right? It's not just
Yep.
he's super overpowered. The thing that's great about Superman is he is overpowered, but he chooses to help humans instead of like ruling over them. You know, and he
Yep.
is a human first and foremost, not an alien with superpowers. And I think the
Yes.
movie did nail that 100%.
Yeah. It nailed that humanity angle really, really well. And I loved it. And Crypto was such a great dog. I mean, he was a bad dog. He's
Yeah,
the worst dog. But I never thought I would see Crypto in a live action Superman movie. Like it's such a goofy character. Like, why would you have a super dog? You know? And
right.
they pulled it off really great.
Yeah, and James Gunn has been online saying that it's basically he got a shitty dog, like the dog, like how his Crypto is kind of like a piece of shit trying to bite his feet and like fuck with him and stuff. And
Mhm.
then that was the inspiration for Crypto. He's like, okay, so this dog here, the way his temperament is what I'm kind of gonna base Crypto off of. He's kind of like a piece of crap, but in a good way, in a lovable way. And then imagine
Right.
a piece of crap dog that kind of doesn't really listen 100% of the time having superpowers. So that's just a funny thing
Yeah.
to do. Yeah. It was great.
Yeah, and then they brought in characters from the New 52. So like I went into this movie not knowing anything, like I was trying to avoid looking at anything. Like I knew Hawk Girl was going to be in there.
Hmm.
I was not expecting Guy Gardner to be a Green Lantern. like I am very surprised they went with Guy Gardner, and he's like he's the other Lantern that most people don't talk about because like you know in the old Justice League cartoon, it was always fuck. Why I'm blanking on Lantern names.
Jeff. No. Starts with a J,
Uh,
right?
yeah. The Black Lantern. Not I mean not the Black Lanterns, but like the black guy who
John
is a Green
Stewart.
Lantern.
John Stewart.
John
There we go.
Stewart. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I had to look it up. I didn't remember it either. But yeah, as soon as I looked it up.
Yeah. So like I'm used to seeing that portrayal of Green Lantern and then like there's always the very iconic God, I'm losing like my superhero credit right now. The
The
the other
other
one, the one
Green
that
Lantern.
Ryan Reynolds played, the like absolute dickhead
Okay,
Green
I'll
Lantern.
look it up. You can keep talking.
So, but like those were if they were gonna do another Green Lantern, I figured it would be one of them too.
Hal
But
Jordan.
instead, Hal Jordan. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Um, God, I feel so stupid. Now, how can I
No,
forget
it's
Hal?
just one of those things you're on the spot. You know you're being
Yeah.
recorded, which is that's the thing with just doing shows in general. And then like, okay, I don't want to mess this up because I don't want people to think I don't know what I'm talking about. Right?
Yep. And then it just instantly leaves my brain.
Yeah. So I mean, no, it was cool. It was cool to see a different, uh, an interesting first Green Lantern for this like version of the, because usually it's a little
Yeah.
more like a Boy Scout version of Green Lantern. This one, he's cocky. He's a cocky asshole. Like that's the character, and
Yes.
it was awesome to see.
Yeah. I like the interpretation. Like a lot of times you see the lanterns and so it's just like the beam coming out of the ring and that's what he's manipulating. In this, he's like manipulating,
The ooze
his
kind of.
willpower all over without it actually being directly attached to the ring, which I thought was an interesting interpretation. Like I don't know if I've even seen that interpretation in a comic. I'm
Yeah.
sure it's somewhere. It's not like I've read every book that Green Lantern's ever been in, but I just hadn't seen that particular interpretation of how the willpower of the rings works.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really fun. And then Hawk Girl was just great.
Yeah. Her
She doesn't have a
scream,
huge
just
role. Yeah.
screaming the whole time is a little, honestly, a little corny, but like it fits the character, like the way they did that,
Hmm.
and like how just like she's like a banshee. Like that's how she is in the
Yeah.
comics. So it makes a lot of sense to see it in live action too.
Yeah. And so like she was another one of those characters from like the old Justice League cartoon where she was in a few episodes and you'd see her and Hawkman together and so it was really cool to see that character come to life for me cuz it's another one of the characters that I really grew up with. Man, it was fun. It was so fun and um Lex Luthor, this is the best portrayal of Lex I've seen in a movie. It was
Yeah,
so good.
he's
He's
just
such a petty piece of shit, and he wants land. That's
yeah.
kind of his end goal. Is he wants land, which is classic Lex Luthor. It's like I want to take over, except he's not trying to take over Metropolis. He's trying to gain half of a country essentially, but he also wants Superman dead. He hates Superman so much.
He's like, what is basically his whole like mythos is like this guy, this super powerful guy. He's already jealous of him, and he's
Mhm.
nice. Why are you nice too? Like, just be a dick.
Right.
Like just conquer everything like I want to do. That's yeah. And I just like how basically he basically gets his ass just destroyed and beaten, and then he
Yeah.
cries on TV at the end, which is even better.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's almost I will say like perfectly cast Superman, perfectly cast Jimmy Olsen, perfectly cast you know uh Lex Luthor. Like every character in this is like the perfect casting. I feel like I
Yeah.
can't think of anybody I was like about. Everybody was great.
We can't forget to talk about Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Terrific, yeah. That one scene when he like bubbles her,
Uh-huh.
and then like there's a bunch of shit going on with his little robots. God.
Yeah, he's fighting against a bunch of Lex's troops, like his little personal army that Lex has created, and he's just out there destroying them with his little floating balls. This was my first time seeing him. Like I was not aware of this character prior to this movie, and excuse me, I'm in. I like
Yeah.
him. He's great.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about him either, so it's kind of like it. I think James Gunn's really good at doing the thing like with Guardians of the Galaxy is like here's a bunch of characters you've never seen, and you end up loving
Yep.
them. And I feel like he kind of takes that DNA and brings it into this a lot. Like Mr. Terrific, who cares about that character? Who knows that character? Now I want to
Well,
see a Mr.
anyone who's
Terrific
read the New
show.
52 knows about him, but
Oh, okay.
I just
Yeah.
hadn't. So like he's a
Yeah.
big part of the New 52.
Okay.
He's one of the main guys, you know.
Nice.
Um, but New 52 started in like the late 90s, and a lot of what I've read wasn't New 52, and a lot of what I've read was either prior to that. Like read a lot of like Silver Age comics and whatnot. Like I don't know, my history with comic books is kind of all over the place. It's a mix of just like whatever I could find in like the like graphic novel printings at the library and
Hmm.
books that I was given or things that I found at thrift stores and whatnot. So it's kind of a little bit all over the place, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of like just whatever you can hands on almost, and it's not
Yeah.
like in any order. For
Yep.
me, I read only New 52 I read was the Batman run with the Court of the Owls. I didn't
Oh
like
yeah. Yeah, that's
expand
good.
past that, which that's the only thing I've read from the new. Uh, I feel like my comic book reading like in the last 10 years is like I used to like, oh, I'm following a couple of stories, I would go pick up the books or use like an app or something like that to read it,
Mhm.
or find ways to read stuff. And
Yep.
now I just kind of don't follow it as much like at all anymore, which it's kind of a little sad. Maybe I should get back into reading some.
Yeah. I the last time I was really into buying comics and reading comics was not it wasn't even superhero comics. I was reading a bunch of like horror comics. I was buying a bunch of the like Evil Dead comics, and this was when it's like late 20 something. It was around the time when Ash versus Evil Dead was airing on
Oh yeah,
TV. So like Evil Dead was like in the air. So there was like three different runs of Evil Dead comics going on at the same time, and I was like, "Give it to me! Give me all the Evil Dead! I love it."
right. I'm trying to think of like the last series I was into. I was staying current with Saga for the longest time. I really like Image stuff. Like, I
Mhm.
mean, of course, I like Marvel and DC, but for some reason, like something about the style of all the Image stuff or the stuff they choose to publish is always just like interesting and unique and just kind of out there, and I always appreciate.
Mhm.
But yeah, definitely. I haven't really paid attention to DC. So anything they introduce in like the movies, like Mr. Terrific, or going forward with Supergirl, which is next year, there's probably
Yeah.
gonna be some like weird characters I've never heard of, but people will be like, "Oh my god, it's that character," you know?
I'm very excited for Supergirl. I found out that uh guy who played God names are escaping me today. The guy Jason Momoa is going to be
Mm,
playing Lobo in
yeah,
that, which
he's
is
a
like
far better Lobo than uh, Aquaman, I would say. He was pretty good as
I,
Aquaman, but
I thought he was great as Aquaman.
yeah,
He looks the part.
yeah,
And they got the Aquaman suit like they made it look like the classic Aquaman suit with like the
that's true.
orange and green, but made it look cool, you know?
Yeah, uh, but
And
that's gonna be interesting
go
to
ahead.
see him again, but as a different though in this
Yes.
universe. Do you okay? My thought behind this is I know that Marvel's doing their multiverse stuff. Do you think DC will get into like Earth 2, Earth 3, and then like the other universe stuff will come in, like Ben Affleck's Batman and stuff will come in like as a crossover at some point? I feel like they could do it if they really wanted to.
I think they could. I don't know if they're going to. I kind of
Yeah,
hope they don't, at least
me
not for
too.
a little while. Like I would kind of like to see them just kind of some of explore some of these characters. Like we don't need to bring back, you know, the Snyder verse. Like I like those movies. I think they're good. Like I like Batman versus Superman. I like Ben Affleck as Batman. I thought he was good. Um and like I like that interpretation of Superman also, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Gal Gadot was really good as Wonder Woman. I think she was like the perfect casting for Wonder Woman,
Yeah,
honestly.
I'll say her acting chops are kind of hit or miss for me, in my
Yeah.
opinion. But she does look the part. Like every time her
Yeah.
like music kicked in with the guitar and everything, I was excited to see. So I don't know who they're gonna find to replace her, because they're gonna just recast everybody after a while. So
Yeah.
um, I did watch. I mean, just it's tangentially related here. As I watched the Batman
Okay.
recently, Matt Reeves Batman. Have you seen that movie?
Is that the one with
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson?
Yeah,
Um I don't I'm pretty sure I did cuz like anytime a Batman movie comes out, I should just watch it. I think
yeah.
I did, but I don't.
It has that one chick in it as Catwoman. She was pretty good. I thought the movie was good. It felt
Yeah,
very
Zoe
ground.
Kravitz.
Zoe Kravitz. Yeah, it felt very
Uh-huh.
grounded. It felt like I was reading like year one or year two vibes, like because it's like really early Batman. He kind of gets his ass handed to him by like street level thugs because he's still learning the ropes of being Batman. And
Yep, yep.
but when he finally like gets his like tank mode on, and he like kicks some ass too, so it's kind of like a good balance there. And it felt like this Batman is just trying to figure things out, and it was good. I really enjoyed that movie. It's a little long. It's like 3 hours plus, so that's the only negative I would say. It kind of felt like it was dragging spots.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure I did watch this and then just it completely left my brain. I
Yeah.
think it was one of those movies where it's like it's almost so unextraordinary that it did not stick with me. But like I'm sure I watched this because I remember like Batman falling off the roof, like not being able to activate his like wingsuit the way he's supposed to, and like
Mm-hmm.
fucking up and stuff like that. But I don't remember this movie as well as like Batman versus Superman. I don't remember it as well as like 1989's Batman with Michael Keaton,
Yeah.
you
It's
know,
just not, or Dark Knight, like with
or Dark
Christian
Knight.
Bale.
Yeah,
Yeah, like you're not gonna match Dark Knight easily anyway. But like they were going for the gritty vibes, like the gritty
hmm
feeling of Dark Knight, but I don't know. It's just something was missing. It felt like in that one, but I had a good time. It was still a fun watch. Like it was nice to see like an origin story Batman on the screen like that. But
right.
and the Penguin was great. Colin Farrell as the Penguin. I thought he was awesome. So I'm
Oh,
in.
Colin Farrell's just always good.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So I think that people have been saying that the Penguin show is really good with him, and it's like about his
mhm.
come up and stuff. So I was thinking about watching that too at some point. But
Right on. Well, let's stay on the Batman because I finished watching the rest of Batman Beyond.
okay,
And the last time we were talking, I was like halfway through season two. I think
okay,
season two drags a little bit. I'm saying that as somebody who's sitting down and watching Batman Beyond like back to back, which is not how you're supposed to watch this show. Like, which it actually kind of feels weird because the first season of Batman Beyond has a pretty solid narrative from front to back about like Terry trying to get revenge for his parents' death.
right.
And then season two is nothing but villain of the week over and over and over again for 24 episodes straight.
So it's almost like
And like
it's built for like reruns and TV, like Saturday morning cartoons, not to watch back to back.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Um and so like it's good for that, but I feel like they going into season 3 kind of went back to that first season formula. There's not quite so much of an overarching narrative, but there are multiple like double episode shows. So like
Mm-hmm.
it ends on a cliffhanger and you have to watch the next episode to be able to figure out what happens. And I think that really came down to the writers just being like, well, we don't want to tell like these single 22-minute stories anymore. Like we really want to be able to tell these 45-minute stories, you know?
Right.
And so I found season 3 really, really enjoyable. I think if I go back and watch this again, I'll rewatch season 1 just because it's so strong, and then I'll rewatch season 3. And also, last time I said that I wasn't sure if like the rest of the DC universe exists within this world. The Justice League does exist in this
Okay.
world because there's a whole double episode about um Terry like having to join the Justice League and find out who is like betraying the Justice League because somebody is like trying to betray the Justice League, and it turns out that it's Superman, and Superman's like gone crazy again and is trying to get rid of the rest of the Justice League. So Terry
Crazy.
has to be the world's greatest detective and take down Superman.
Oh, that's so cool.
But it ends up not actually being Superman. He's possessed by Starro. So makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah, makes it. That's like so like that. I love it when comics get like that. It's like you if you know
Yeah.
the characters and it's like, um, if you played Arkham City, Batman Arkham City,
No, I've not.
do you care if I spoil it for you?
I don't care.
Okay. So this it just reminded me of that. So at the end of the story, so this whole time you're like the Joker should be dead, right? Like he's like
Mhm.
basically like he has some kind of the disease the whole entire game. What you end up finding out at the end of the game that the entire story, spoilers for Arkham City again, if you don't want to hear it, skip ahead a minute or two. But he is Clayface the entire game. And
Oh,
Joker,
okay.
yeah, so Joker's basically been like dead, quote unquote, and then gave this like mission to Clayface to basically screw with Batman the entire game, which pretty cool. It was like a nice reveal. So that reminded me a lot of that, the Starro reveal for the Superman. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And then I did watch the Batman Beyond movie, Return of the Joker.
Yeah,
Also, it's so fun. That's such a great fucking movie, man. You get Mark Hamill coming back voicing the Joker,
of course.
which is yeah, it's
That's
so
a
good.
that's always a treat to hear him with his laugh. Is like yeah, his very Mark Hamill laugh. So good.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really really fun. There's a twist in that movie
Hmm.
where it turns out that did you ever watch that, by the
Yeah,
way?
I watched it. Like I remember the. I know where you're going. I watched
Yeah.
it like it's been like 15, 20 years probably. I don't know. When I was a teenager, I watched.
Well, it turns out the Joker is actually Robin.
Yep. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty wild.
It was I was like kind of blown away. I wasn't expecting it. Because I had never seen it before, and yeah,
Hmm.
it was really fun. I had a really really good time watching that.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And that's the thing. That's so like this is just to rewind back to Superman a little bit. Like having this universe and actually starting it from that movie is going to be so cool because we can have moments like that where we're actually
Right.
surprised because they're willing to pull out the stops and have those characters that are a little bit of a deep cut or you're not expecting and kind of flip it on its head, which I think that's the best comics, right? When you're kind of like not expecting something the happening or there's like a character that maybe they introduce like 10 like issues ago and then they come back and it's like a secret or like something's flipped on its head like that. I just love that. So hopefully they
Mhm.
keep on introducing just like random characters and like making the universe feel rich and cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I would really like that. I'm very excited for Supergirl. I'm very curious who else is going to be in that movie. I'm going to continue to try this trend of like not looking at like casting lists and avoiding announcements and whatnot, and I'm just going to go to the theater and watch Supergirl and have a good time and see what that's all about.
Yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed Batman Beyond though. It makes me like want to revisit that show cuz I love the animated series. Like I watched that multiple times, but I've probably only watched Batman Beyond when it was like airing back in the
Right.
day. You think it's
It's
worth
worth it.
worth going
Yeah.
back? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely. It's making me want to go back and watch Batman the animated series again just cuz
Mhm.
that show's so good. It's so good.
They still never have done Mr. Freeze as good as they did in that.
No.
The Heart of Ice episode. Like it just breaks my heart to think of it. Like that show is so
Hmm.
good. There's so many good episodes. All right. Do you want me to? I'll pull something out of the bag here. Something.
Yes,
Let's go.
please.
Let's keep on doing superhero stuff. I watched
Yeah.
Fantastic Four. Was it the first steps? I enjoyed
Yeah.
it. I thought it was pretty good. Let's compare it to the other Fantastic Four. It blows all those other movies out of the water. Like at least
Oh, I'm sure.
that's the bare minimum, right?
Right.
To
Yeah.
you know what? I still have a place in my heart for those. They're okay. Like they're fun, right?
That original one from 2005 or 7 or whatever it was with
Yeah.
where it had like Silver Surfer as the bad guy, like it was Silver Surfer, right? I'm not crazy.
The second one was Silver Surfer. I think it was
The second one
Doom.
was Silver Surfer?
I think it was
Oh,
Doom
it was
also.
Doom.
And then Doom like
Yeah.
teams up with the Silver Surfer, and he's like talking to him. He's like, it's very cheesy.
I
So
mean, it's been since those movies came out that I saw them. And then I never saw like that 2012 or 2015 reboot that they tried to do.
Fan
Um
stick.
Yeah, I heard it was not good, and I was like, I don't really care about the Fantastic Four anyway. Like, Reed Richards is an extraordinarily important character in comic book history. Like, he's extremely important in Marvel Comics, but never been something that I spent any time reading. So,
Yeah. I so kind of what they go for in this is like it's like a modern like retro modern futuristic. So it's like there's like technology. It kind of feels like Star Wars or something where there's technology, or Fallout's actually a better example. There's like
it kind of looked like the Jetsons from what I saw
there
of
you
like
go.
trailers.
Perfect. Yeah, Jetsons perfect. Like it's like
Yeah,
modern technology, but everything has like analog screens still, and it's kind of
right.
like you have to like twist things and like knobs and things like that. It's like very old school but modern at the same time. Like okay, a good example is, I mean, it's in the trailers. Mild spoilers. There's Sue Storm
Hey,
or Sue. What's her name? Sue Richards or his wife.
oh fuck, I don't remember. Um, we don't need to say spoilers in front of everything that we talk
Okay.
about.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
I threw out a spoiler tag just kind of in general at the top of the
Okay.
show.
Okay. Okay.
We're gonna talk about spoilers.
I'm a little I just know how people are about. I'm so used to like avoiding them like the plague. Anyway, so Sue Storm, that's her name.
You know what I think about that?
What?
Oh, those people can go fuck off. Like
Okay.
they'll be okay. It's okay if you hear something that
Yeah.
about a show or a movie because you're still going to experience that movie when you go to see it. And like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter that a moment was you know that a moment is going to happen. If it's going to have an emotional impact on you, it's still going to have an emotional impact on you.
And that too, and then I guess maybe if you don't want to hear about it, just what it is. But anyway, Sue Storm, she's pregnant. So she has a pregnancy test, and on it is like a little like digital screen, like kind of old school
Okay.
looking, and it like buzzes, and it looks like the Jetsons version of a pregnancy, you know. So for example, um, I love the set pieces and the way everything looks. Of course, we know Galactus is in the movie. He looks exactly like you would want him to look. He looks very hulking, very like benevolent, like he's going to destroy the world type of vibes.
Mhm.
And I think they nailed it. Like for what you expect from a Fantastic Four movie, this is pretty much beat for beat what I would expect. And of course that comes with a little bit of a negative connotation, like okay, it's an origin story again for another series of characters again. So there's that little bit
Right.
of, if you're tired of origin stories, you're going to be like, okay, I kind of know where this is going, but it's still really good. I think they
Do you
really
see
nailed
like
it.
the whole accident that turns them into the Fantastic Four?
So
Ah.
they do it in a good way where it's like they, so basically Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards is kind of monologuing a little bit. Is like, we went back in
Mhm.
time, we went beyond the stars where nobody expected us to, and then it does like a little montage that shows how they got the powers. It's like maybe like
Okay.
3 minutes or something. It's not like it's a whole story arc or so.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. But there is a real, okay, so this has probably the coolest looking like space travel stuff I've seen in the Marvel series, like at all, any of the MCU
Okay.
movies. Because they actually do light speed to get to Galactus originally to go talk to him, and it just looks so cool. Like it looks like, and almost honestly looks kind of like a Star Wars movie. in a good way. Like it has that like
Okay.
big bombastic star like space feel to it. And
Do they
as
say punch it?
yeah, they do. Pretty much. I don't know if they say punch it, but it basically has the similar idea of feeling as like you're in the Millennium Falcon and you get going. Um, but when they're there with Galactus, shit hits the fan a little bit, so they're kind of running away from him, right? So there's
Mhm.
like this huge chase sequence of the Galactus ship, this giant like head-shaped ship chasing after them, which is just so cool to look at. And I think honestly that's the best part of the movie. Like that like maybe hour in, like halfway point of the movie is probably the best part of the movie. That chase sequence.
Okay.
So but all in all, like I think the casting was on point. I really liked the guy from The Bear, which we'll talk about. The guy cousin, he's actually the
Yeah.
Thing, the same actor. So
Oh, sweet.
yeah, so he has that very like Chicago, Brooklyn vibe accent to him,
Right.
which is
Yeah.
that you know, and he's do a really good job with the Thing, very making him feel very human, which is kind of the point of the character, and
Yep.
it you feel for him and you feel for Johnny Storm. Everybody has like a little bit of character moments. I wish there was a little bit more of that. Like I would love to, have a TV show of this. A day in the life of this character and a day in the life of this character. I know that that's
Right.
more scope than they're going for a movie, but I liked what we got, and then hopefully like in a sequel we can see a little bit of all of them. So, but yeah, it.
How big was Galactus?
Okay, so Galactus was tall, like 2 times taller than any skyscraper that's on the skyline. So
Okay.
pretty damn big. Like his
Big.
foot, like when he like steps down, like a bus would be like his big toe, like a full size
Okay.
bus. So for scale, I think they nailed the size pretty well. In my opinion, I feel like he could get bigger.
Yeah.
But it was
There's
pretty
been
cool. Yeah.
there's been like a few interpretations of him where like sometimes it's almost like his head is the size of Earth,
I've
and
seen that
other
too.
times he is a little bit smaller like that. So as long as they made him reasonably large, I'm fine, you know?
Yeah, and I don't remember the actor's name, but he has like this really like deep, like baritone voice, and it's very
Mhm.
very suiting for the character. Like as he's talking, like the entire theater was like rumbling, because his voice is so booming. He plays Sid on Final Fantasy 6. He's in Diablo 4. He's in some video games too. Maybe Javier Bardem.
Ralph Ineson?
Oh, Ralph Ineson. That's it. That's correct. Uh, but anyway, yeah, he was really good.
Oh, he was in Nosferatu? I needed to watch that. I
I
really
still
need to
haven't
watch
watched that
that.
either. Yeah, that's like one of those ones I was like looking forward to, and then it came on Max, and then I just never watched it. Maybe that's a this weekend. Well, I really want. Anyway, I like the characters. So I gave this one I think like a 4 out of 5 on Letterbox. Like I was like really feeling this interpretation of Fantastic Four. I think that. So for me, when it comes to like these franchise films at this point, like Marvel MCU and things, I don't really
Mhm.
care too much about the overarching plot. Like, oh, where are they going next? I just want to
Right.
see a good ass movie. Like, as long as the
Yes.
movie is good, if they have some loose connections, cool. I'm fine with that. I like those reveals just as much as anybody else. But the movie itself has to be good. Like this movie is a good, solid movie. Like I won't say it's the best one they've made or anything, but it's like worth watching. I really enjoyed it.
And that's what I think they need to focus on is making good movies,
Yeah.
not movies that are trying to introduce another movie or three other movies at the same time.
Yeah, and then I kept hearing people's like, I didn't like the post credit and mid credit scene because they didn't really introduce anything else, and I'm like,
Good.
so I don't care. You know what I mean? So
um Quality thing about Superman, the post credit and mid credit scene basically pointless. You can skip them.
yeah, they're
They're
fun
they're
though.
just they're fun. They're just
Yeah,
little stingers. You don't need to watch them. You can leave the theater. It's fine.
yeah. The actual thing they could have put as a post credit scene was like one of the last scenes of the movie with Supergirl. Like that could have
Yeah.
been a post credit if they wanted to, but I like that it was part of the main movie.
No, I think it's better that it was part of the main movie, and it's just like your cousin's back, and then she walks in drunk and is like,
That
"My dog," and Crypto is a piece of shit because she kind of looks like a piece of shit.
yeah. And that actor, she's in the House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones like prequel series. And
Okay,
she's awesome in that. Like
yeah,
probably one of the best actors in that series. So I'm excited to see her. I just know she but
sweet.
anyway, yeah, Fantastic Four, solid MCU flick. What have you been watching? What else have you been watching?
Um, well, I don't have any more. Uh, we don't have any more superhero shit to talk about. So let me talk about Space Adventure Cobra
Okay,
briefly.
do it.
Um, Space Adventure Cobra it was created. I'm reading the name so that I don't butcher it. And I'm probably still going to butcher it because I do not speak Japanese. Buichi Tirasawa is how I'm going to pronounce his name. Um, this is an anime from 1982. This is old anime. Old
I'm
school
looking at some
anime.
screenshots right now. It
This
looks
is
like an
anime
old anime.
it's anime before they like had the more refined like anime style that you think of when you think of modern anime. You know,
Mm.
the characters do not look like anime characters. This is just pretty well done Japanese animation for TV. And Space Adventure Cobra is this story about Cobra. He is a space pirate, I think. Um, and he like erased his memories and disappeared for 5 years because he was being chased by members of the Space Pirate Guild. And then he gets his memories reawakened somehow, and he remembers that who he is. Excuse me. He remembers who he is, and that he has one of his arms infused onto his arm is this weapon called the Psycho Gun, which is like the most powerful weapon in the universe.
Hell yeah.
Um, and it's this gun that like uses mental energy as its ammunition. So it's like literally fused into his nerves. It cannot be removed from his arm. And he has like a prosthetic that he puts over it to hide it. Um
Is there like a
yeah,
bunch of
it's
cool
just
scenes where he like pulls the prosthetic off and starts shooting people? Okay.
yep.
Okay. But
It's really hyper dramatic in the way that like only really cheesy sci-fi can be. Like this feels like sci-fi from the 50s was a really big inspiration for this. Um all of the women in this look like pinup models.
I noticed that. That was the first thing
Yeah,
that came up when I googled it.
yeah. So that's something to take into account. It may not fit modern sensibilities, but it's not like they're children, so it's fine. Um, it's just a really fun adventure story. He essentially finds this woman who I don't remember her name, but she is like one of three of the children of like this legendary space pirate, and all three of her and her other two sisters have these tattoos on their backs where if you combine all three of them together, it makes a map to find this legendary space treasure. And so she's trying to find her other two sisters, and these space pirates are trying to find all three of them. And now Cobra is trying to find all three of them so that he can get the treasure. And it's just this big, crazy story.
It's a
It's
little bit of
fun.
a MacGuffin thing, like Dragon Balls or something. Like you guys got to
Yep.
collect this thing to find something better.
Yep. Except the thing that you're trying to collect are human beings who have thoughts and feelings and don't want to be captured.
Yeah, that's fair. I just wanted to tell
uh,
you, did you know that there's a game coming out for this series?
yes, I did. It's on my
Okay.
wish list. I'm going to
Okay.
day one buy it.
Okay. I was like looking, I was like, oh, there's a video game coming out. I saw a PS5 box art here, so go.
Yeah. So I actually found out about Space Adventure Cobra because I did a stream last year sometime where essentially, or maybe it was very early this year, I don't remember exactly. Essentially, what I did was I turned on my Sega. I turned on the EverDrive on my Sega Genesis and pulled up a wheel of every Sega CD game that had ever been made, and just was like, well, I don't know this library at all, so I'm gonna play random Sega CD games and see what's good, see what's not good. And the first game that I popped in was Space Adventure Cobra, which is a visual novel version of this story.
Oh wow.
And I had a lot of fun with that. I don't usually play a lot of visual novels. Like, I don't mind them. They're fine. It's not something that I normally play, but I was just captivated by the style of that, because it's like it's on the Sega CD. It's like 16-bit drawings of this weird 80s anime that I had never heard of before. And so I played it and I was like, I need to watch this. So I did some digging around online, and eventually I got a good price on the box set. So I bought it and I was like, if I don't like it, I can turn around and sell it for more than I bought it for, because I got it for like $40. And it usually goes for way more than that. Turns out I like it.
That's cool. So was it like watching the show better than playing the game, or is it like a separate like situation?
Different.
Yeah, different.
The show has a little bit more filler for sure. Like there's more side stories, more side missions and just like other small adventures that Cobra goes on that aren't in the game, in that visual novel, because the visual novel really focuses on just that primary story of like trying to get the three sisters and excludes like almost everything else, but also adds some things that aren't in the anime. So like I'm not all the way through it yet, but like there were scenes pretty early on in the visual novel that were not early on in the anime, and maybe they're like they come in as flashbacks or something and they just like put them in continuity. I don't know, but yeah, fun story. If
Awesome.
you like, you know, science fiction, if you like early animation, like it's pretty well animated. It's good. It's a fun time.
Yeah. So
Good luck trying to find where to watch it though.
I was gonna say, is it like the animation is at least better than like a Funimation? Like it's actually like legitimately animated. Like,
Yes.
okay, cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, there's some stuff where like you can tell that there's limited animation. There's obviously going to be some scenes where it's like they're animated on threes instead of twos or whatever. Like there's cost cutting measures in scenes where, but when there needs to be quality action, the quality action is there, and the money was well spent on where it needed to be spent. So it's good stuff.
All right. Well,
It's fun.
I'll that's well. Speaking of fun and animation, I can jump to one here. I
Yeah.
watched the new Looney Tunes movie. This was actually
Oh,
theatrically released, called "The Day the Earth Blew Up." Have you seen anything
did you
about this
watch
one?
it in the theater?
I didn't. I watched it on Max. It came out on HBO
Okay.
Max. So I liked it. It's a Daffy Duck and Porky Pig adventure. So there's no Bugs Bunny, no other really extra characters in it. They're the main two Looney Tunes in it. And then they
Okay.
introduce female Porky Pig basically as like the love interest for Porky Pig. And
Okay.
the whole storyline is they work at a bubblegum factory that turns into alien bubblegum that mind controls the world, and they got to save the world. And I really thought it was a lot of fun. It felt like a Looney Tunes short, like stretched out to an hour and a half, which is pretty much what you would want from. So
Yeah.
yeah, and it's fully animated. No live action like Space Jam or any of those are back in action. It's a fully animated movie, and you could tell it's not like traditionally animated just by the look of it. But I feel like
Right.
for it being like computer animated, it looks really damn good.
I mean, no one really does traditional animation anymore.
I know. Yeah.
It
I
sucks.
I can tell though, like the people who made this movie had like 1,001 gags that they wanted to do, and this movie is like every scene is like almost a gag. I feel
Perfect.
like it would really like reward rewatching it and just kind of paying attention to like the backgrounds and stuff, because there's just like a joke a minute, which is pretty much exactly what you want from something like this.
Oh yeah.
Daffy's a little shit like always, but like I feel like he's a little less egotistical in this one. He's just kind of dumb and just like destroys everything. Type of Daffy Duck in me.
Okay.
So
How what's your experience with the Looney Tunes? Like how much of it have you actually watched?
Oh, I've watched all the Looney Tunes, probably
Really,
thousands of
are
times.
like all
Yeah.
the way back to like the black and whites.
Okay, so like the ones that was like always on Cartoon Network, of course, I watch those all the time. That's the main Looney
Okay.
Tunes show. I went back and watched a lot of those at some point. So I've seen all the Looney Tunes stuff except for the modern one, which is called The Looney Tunes Show, which is them in like a
Mhm.
modern setting, like suburbs. I haven't seen the only one I have.
Okay. So would you say this feels more like the Looney Tunes from like the 70s and 80s that we grew up with, the stuff that was constantly on reruns?
Yeah.
Or does Daffy Duck feel a little bit more like that early 60s, like a little bit more wacky style before he got a little bit more cynical? Which one?
He's leaning more towards wacky for sure. He
Okay.
I don't think he has a cynicism side as much, honestly. He really just feels like a dude that's trying to do his best. Like, and he's kind of just
Okay.
screwing everything up. And it ends up being wacky because of that. He's much more lovable and it's less he's like his shit don't stink. He's more
Right.
lovable and a little more zany and wacky and loony, I guess. And then Porky is very Porky Pig. Like he's kind of like mild mannered and he's just trying his best. So the way they introduce it, the movie, is they basically get adopted as babies by this farmer, and the farmer is like a
Okay.
cutout farmer, and it's like a whole gag where he's just like animated, like Ren and Stimpy, where they like snap cut into their face and it's like super detailed. It's like
Yep.
that, but it's like a hand painted like caricature of this guy, and then as he walks, he kind of like he's like a cutout, and it's just like a really funny gag they do for this character, and um basically the farmer raises him, the two Porky and Daffy, and he dies, of course, because
Mhm.
what animated movie when the father figure dies? That's pretty normal, and then
Yeah.
they have to get a job, and then so they can save their house from HOA closing it down because it's like condemned because they're not keeping it because they're just lazy, just doing whatever they want to do. So,
Right.
and then they get a job at the bubblegum factory, and then that whole like alien subplot comes in. And they got to save the day, and it's a lot of fun. I had a good time.
Cool. Sounds good.
Yeah,
I might check it out at some time.
yeah. It's kind of one of those ones where it's like go in knowing it's not going to be like the best movie ever, but if you're in the mood for like a Looney Tunes style humor, you're gonna have a good time.
Cool. Um, I want to talk about Rilakuma and Kaoru. Do you know anything about this?
No, I have never heard of this.
Okay, so this is Japanese stop motion animation. Um, and it's animated really well. It's really, really cute. So it's this is on Netflix, and it's a series of 12 like 10-minute long vignettes, and it's about Kaoru, who is like a salary woman at some business, and she's single, and that's like an important part of the plot. And she just ends up with these bears that live in her house. She doesn't know where they came from, and so Real Akuma is he looks like a giant teddy bear. And there's another Akuma, I don't remember his name, but he's like a smaller bear. Um, and he's a human-sized teddy bear, but he's alive.
Right.
Um, this is not related to Sanrio, but it's kind of in that same vein as Sanrio, where like humans just interact with anthropomorphic animals, and it's completely normal.
Mhm.
So this show will be like a really cute vignette about uh one of the episodes is like the power goes out at their house, but and they're telling spooky stories to one another. And the bears, they don't talk, by the way. They just talk in like grunts, but she can understand them. And there's no subtitles for them, so you can't understand them, but like she'll respond to what they're saying, which is fun. I like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like they're telling spooky stories to one another, and then all of a sudden this ghost shows up, and uh, they're talking to the ghost and like trying to help this ghost like pass on, and so it's like weird things like that will happen, or they'll be like at like a spring festival,
Mm.
or there's an episode where they're at like this spring festival and like they're eating foods and going around and having a good time dancing and whatnot, and then almost every episode you'll get like this moment of existentialism where Kaoru will just be like, everybody else knows what they want in life, but I don't know what I like. And it's just like, why are you doing this to me?
Why did this get so real?
Yeah, it gets really real and really dark really fast, and then it goes right back to being a lighthearted, fun show. It's so weird. It's a very, very strange show, but all the sets are beautifully crafted, and like I love stop motion. Like give me all the miniatures. They're great. They're like these little 8-inch tall characters inside this like room. Like I'd love building stuff like that. It's so cool. I love
Yeah,
it. It was really cute. Uh, it's worth checking out. If anything if you like stop motion, it's 100% worth checking out.
it's definitely looking like something that I need to watch with a partner, so they would
Yeah.
be down for this type of thing. I don't know if you've seen this show. It's a Netflix cartoon called Hilda. Heard of that?
Yep.
I don't. Okay, did you ever
Hilda's
watch it?
great.
Okay, I was gonna say
Yeah.
it kind of gives me that vibe a little bit, where it's kind of
A
like,
little bit, yeah.
yeah, like in
Hilda
the
gets really
woods.
dark sometimes.
Yeah, it does. I really like that show though.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
you
Hilda's it's such a cute kid show, and then it'll just be like, well, this is what it's like to be an adult child. Fucking deal with life.
mm-hmm.
You're like, oh God,
Yeah.
why?
Why are we getting so real? Yeah, it's.
Yeah,
I
not in
think
the middle of my fantasy.
it's like Steven Universe. I think I brought it up last time, but there's a whole thing in the future season, which so there's like
Mhm.
a season of that show. It's a future version of Steven. So it's like a few years later, and he's like a teenager instead of a little kid, and it's basically the whole show is about his trauma growing up, and it's like showing
Oh
all
God.
the old episodes of like all the stuff they went through. They went through hell basically to fight these
Mhm.
like diamond characters, which are like these gods basically in the gem world, and he's like at the doctor talk. It's like regular doctor because he gets hurt or something, and he's talking to her, and he's having like a panic attack, like having flashbacks to early episodes of the show,
Mhm.
and it's just like randomly super dark, and you're like, what the hell? And then right after that, there's like a musical number. It's just like
Right.
yeah. So I love stuff like that.
Yeah. Rilakuma and Kaoru. Uh, it's not spelt the way that you think Rilakuma is spelt. So, but I mean, it'll be somewhere down below.
Yeah,
Check it out. It's a really cute show. I had a lot of I watched it in like one day because it's like 2 hours worth of content or
yeah,
something. Like
super
it's nothing.
digestible. Yeah, super
Oh yeah.
digestible. All right, well, let's stick with something. I don't know if I have a good transition. Let's see. What do I want to talk about? We could talk about Death of a Unicorn. Have you heard of this movie?
I have not.
Okay, so it's Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd.
Okay.
Go. Paul Rudd plays her dad in the movie. They're on a business. He's on a business trip. She's tagging along with them, and as they're going, they're arguing, and they get in a car wreck. And what do they run over? A unicorn. And so this whole movie is about basically mad unicorns trying to rescue their kid and killing a bunch of people. So it's a
Okay.
very much a horror movie, which I didn't really expect that. I guess I should have from like like the title. It has like a really demented looking unicorn.
Uh
Um,
huh.
this movie was just dumb, but it was fun.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones where it's like, okay, the premise is probably bigger than they had any room to work with for a script, and it's just like, okay, the premise is so ridiculous, I gotta watch this anyway. But the movie itself, I would say, is just kind of mid. Like all the characters don't really act like real characters, real people. Like they don't really operate like a person would in that situation. Like they're running towards danger, like all the tropes that you can think of for a horror movie, like
Mhm.
oh, don't go in there. They do go in there, in
Right.
this movie. So it creates a lot of fun kills and a lot of ridiculous like things happen. Like they get the horn off of a unicorn and stab somebody with it. Stuff what you would expect from something like that.
Mhm.
Very out there and kind of just like kind of corny, kind of cheesy, but I thought it was a fun watch. And of course, it's always good to see Paul Rudd. He's just so charming. So I like watching
Yeah.
movies with him. So, uh, not one that I would like recommend. Like, hurry up, go watch it. But one if you're in the mood for just like a cheesy horror slasher movie, perfect.
This cast looks great.
Yeah, lots of good actors in
So,
it. Yeah, and it's like maybe they're not really utilizing the actors as much, but it's fun to see
mhm.
all these characters and these actors having fun doing like a slasher movie of a
Right.
slasher movie about unicorns that go crazy. I mean, why not?
Yeah, perfect. Love it. So I want to talk about Kung Fu Killer. I don't have a transition for this one. This is it's a kung fu movie, a Hong Kong action movie from 2015, 2018, somewhere in that range. This stars Donnie Yen, who most people would probably know him as Ip Man,
Yep.
because that's like his most famous role. Donnie Yen has been doing kung fu movies since the fucking 80s. He's been in a lot of stuff. He's one of my favorite kung fu movie actors. Love him. This is a really fun movie where he's playing this kung fu master who got put in prison because he accidentally killed somebody in a fight and he went and confessed. So like it's not like he did it intentionally. So he confessed. He's 5 years in prison. Um, and while he's in prison, he hears about this another like grandmaster of some different style of martial arts who gets killed and in a very particular way. And he's like, I need to talk with the like chief inspector of the police because he used to be like the guy that the police went to train the police officers in kung fu. So like he has rapport with the police despite the fact that he is now in prison. And they're like, no, you're not gonna be able to talk to her. Like go back to your cell or whatever. So um this movie starts out with a great fight scene where he fights against like 15 other people in prison to make sure that he's able to talk to the people that he wants to talk to. Um, and so that fight seems really good. And then he ends up getting let out of prison and he tries to help run down this killer because this killer has like a vendetta where he's a guy who was born with a disability. So the main killer of this movie, he has one leg that's shorter than the other, so he has to wear like one platform shoe and one normal shoe, but he's trained his whole life to become really good at kung fu despite his physical disabilities.
Awesome.
And he wants to be the best, so he's going around and killing all of the best kung fu masters of all the different styles, and he's killing them by using their styles against them. So, like, he goes to the guy who's a really good grappler, and he grapples him to death. He goes to the guy who is like the best at whatever kicking form of kung fu, and he kicks that guy to death. And Donnie Yen is trying to help the police chase this guy down, and that's the basic plot of the movie. There's a few good fight scenes there in the middle, and then there's one really great fight scene at the end with Donnie Yen and that guy, and it's like they're fighting on a highway, so they're having to dodge out of the way of cars, and like
Sick.
there's a really funny bit where they're fighting and they like end up on either sides of the highway, and then they're just like at each other as a bunch of cars pass by, and they're just standing there waiting,
Like
and then
pace,
finally all the cars
like pacing,
yeah,
staring at each other type of feeling.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like that scene where Darth Maul is just like standing at the other side of the force field and just looking at Qui-Gon and being like,
I'm gonna kick your ass. I hate you so much. I want to kill you. Yeah.
yeah,
So good.
yeah. It's just a fun martial arts movie. I wouldn't say it's fantastic. It's not like one of the best ever. It's not even one of my favorites, but it's fun. I like it. Um, Yeah, it's a good time. If you don't like Hong Kong movies, you're not gonna get anything out of this because it's just a big dumb action movie.
I love a big dumb action movie though. Like there's a
Yeah,
place for that. All right. Well, let's talk about dumb premises or dumb movies. I have a couple. I want to kind of bucket together here because they both have dumb
yeah.
premises. So there's two movies we watched probably like a week apart. One called Drop, and then one called Locked. Okay. So
Okay,
Drop, the whole premise of Drop is there's this girl. She her partner gets murdered or she maybe have had killed him. That's kind of a mystery that's lingering the whole time. She's on a date, like a Tinder date with this new guy, or like they've been dating for a little while, but they go on top of this, like this is the first time they're meeting in person, right? And
mhm.
she starts getting drops on her phone, like Apple drops with like images
Okay,
and things. Um like creepy ones, like I see you, I know what you're doing. Maybe don't order that. Maybe don't do this. And then what they show on one of the drops is a link. She clicks it, and her son at home is basically like being held captive. And he's like, "Listen to me and follow the drops, or your son gets killed." Basically, so that's the whole
okay.
setup for the movie. And it's kind of one of those, who is it? Who in this? You start meeting all the characters in the restaurant. As she walks in, she talks to a few people. So it's like, oh, is it that guy or is it that guy? And eventually you find out who it is. And it's kind of one of those like who done it type of thrillers. And then like it gets really ridiculous because like they have to use that premise so much. Like, okay, she gets like an image, and how is he still seeing her? You don't. It's one of those ones you're trying to like put it together in your head. You're like, it kind of makes sense, but maybe not 100%. But whatever, you're just gonna go with the plot of the movie, right? Um, I thought it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Of course, you're in like basically like the Space Needle in Seattle, like the restaurant that's inside there. That's kind of
Mhm.
the same idea. So it's like surrounded by glass in this like tower. And of course,
Okay.
there's a scene where the glass shatters and one of the characters has to like reach out and grab somebody at the last minute, all sorts of things like that. Um, and then, it's one that it's pretty predictable that everything's going to end up okay at the end and probably going to catch the killer and everything. But
Mhm.
solid little thriller. It's just a really weird story. I feel like a lot of these screenwriters are just kind of grasping for like new premises for movies like this. So
Right.
so that takes me to the second movie here, Locked, which has Bill Skarsgård, who plays It the Clown in the new It movies, that guy,
Okay.
and Anthony Hopkins, of course, Hannibal Lecter. And basically, what happens is he's kind of down on his luck, this guy, and he's like going through the town, like trying car doors out to like steal shit so he can get some money. He needs $500 to fix his car. So he opens the door to this like really nice, basically like kind of like a Tesla SUV looking car. It's like a really fancy car. And he gets in there, he starts messing with stuff, he finds some sunglasses, and then he realizes, "Oh, I'm locked in. I can't get out." Right? So the whole
Okay.
so the whole movie, the premise of this one is this dude's locked in this car for like 5 days trying to get out, and he can't get out. And Anthony Hopkins comes onto like the radio, or like the Bluetooth radio, and starts talking to him like, you know, "Oh, you think this is the horrible part about society and this and that." And it's kind of like a whole commentary on like rich people versus like middle class and all this stuff. And it's always fun to hear Anthony Hopkins just monologue and speak creepy.
Right.
That's pretty much the whole point of this movie. I feel like, it's just him being creepy and honestly trolling the hell out of this guy. Like, literally, he turns the uh, AC all the way down to where it's like freezing inside the car, and
Mhm.
plays really loud polka music because this guy's like cussing at him and calling him a piece of shit and stuff. He's like, "Yeah, you know what? Screw you. Loud polka music. We're turning this temperature down to like 10 degrees. Freeze him out." Don't give him any food or water. Don't give him anything. He tries to basically, when he first gets caught in the car, he tries to get out. He uses his gun and shoots the window, and it just ricochets back and hits him in the leg, and like he starts bleeding out and stuff. And then of course he passes out, and then his legs all bandaged. Oh, so he was there, during the time
Right.
he was knocked out. And it started just like slowly escalates to the point where the car's auto driving, killing like random like criminals in the street. And then, of course, eventually Anthony Hopkins gets in the vehicle with him, and he's like driving like 100 miles an hour. He's like, "You deserve this. The criminals in this world don't know what they have. They all get handouts while we have to work for our money." Stuff like that. So,
Right.
um, it was fun. Like, I actually really liked this movie because it's kind of dumb, but like
It sounds like it.
the acting makes it fun though, right? Like the Bill Skarsgård just being like tortured basically the whole movie, and then
Right.
Anthony Hopkins just monologuing like a madman. You get
Kind
what
of
you
sounds
pay
a little
for.
like Saw.
A little bit, yeah. It has a very Jigsaw vibe to it. So,
Okay.
I would say both of those movies, I would maybe do like a double feature with those two because they kind of have this similar energy where they're not the best movies ever, but they have a crazy premise, that you can
Right.
follow, and they're kind of fun to watch, even if you're just kind of like, okay, this is sort of silly, but both okay. They weren't bad.
All right. I have one more thing to talk about, and that is a show called Freein' Beyond Journey's End. And this is an anime from a few years ago, 2023, I believe. And the first episode of this anime, it's set in like a very traditional high fantasy, like Dungeons and Dragons style world. So
Okay.
your main character, Freein, is an elf sorceress, and her party are returning to like this city after a 10-year journey where they just went and killed the king of the demons. And in this first episode, they're returning, they get back to town, and they're all there and they're having a good time, they're celebrating, and she's an elf, so she's functionally immortal. She's been alive for a long time at this point, and all of her party members are humans. They're in their 30s or whatever at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, and there's like a yearly meteor shower that's happening, or not a yearly, but a meteor shower that's happening that happens once every 50 years, and they can't really get a good view from the city. So she's like, well, I'm gonna go off and I'll be back in 50 years, and I'll take you to somewhere nice where we can watch the meteor shower next time. And then in that same episode, it cuts 50 years later. All of her friends are fucking old as shit, and she looks exactly the same. And she takes them to go see the meteor. She takes them to go see the meteor shower, and like the one of the main adventurers, right after that, he dies. And she's like, he's been my friend for his entire life, and I feel like I know nothing about him. So what this show actually becomes is her like retracing her steps and trying to get to know her friend after his death.
Cool.
It's really sad.
It sounds
it's really,
sad, but
really sad.
But like it's like sometimes it's nice to watch something like really sad, but like kind of get in your emotions a little bit. Is that kind of how the feeling is for this one?
Oh, 100%. And it's really good too. Like I love this anime. It's absolutely fantastic. So there's an episode, like episode 3 or 4. She's at this village, and there's like a statue of the guy that she's like following the footsteps of. And there's a woman there who from 50 years ago they met when she was a child, and she's like a potions dealer, like an apothecary. And she's like, well, the statue's all dirty, and like we were supposed to plant flowers around it, but we never got around to it. And so the entire episode becomes a journey of Freein trying to find these particular flowers that her friend told her about, 60 years ago at this point.
Right.
And so it's really just subtle and emotional and sweet.
It looks very well animated too, just looking at some of the trailers and stuff.
It's very pretty. Yeah.
Very like it matches your description. If it matches like what the show looks like, I guess. Like it looks really like fantastical and beautiful. So it
Yep.
definitely adds to the tone, I'm sure.
Yeah, and so like every episode just becomes like this little vignette kind of like her trying to figure out something. And so she starts to accrue this new party of people that are going on adventures with her as she's like training this girl to be a sorceress as well. And that has to do with like her two other party members are this other sorceress who was like a girl who this priest that was in her original party from 50 years ago had found in like a burned village, and he took her in. And but he's, on death's door at this point,
Right.
and she wants to become a sorceress, so he's like, well, will you train her? And Brienne's like, no, I won't train her. And he's like, well, can you stay here and translate this book for me? And she's like, well, it's gonna take me like 5 years to translate this book, so I guess I'll do that. And over the course of those 5 years, she's, helping this young girl become a sorceress. And by the end of those 5 years, she's translated the book. Doesn't have the information that he wanted, but he's like, well, now she's good enough to be your apprentice, so fucking take her with you. And she's like, you tricked me, you son of a bitch. And then the other party member is like a guy who is being trained by the dwarf that was in her original party. And he's also a human, but he has like this big axe, and you meet him in this village where like there's a dragon just outside of the village, and the dragon hasn't attacked the village for 3 years, and nobody can figure out why. And it's because this guy is really strong. Like he's become a really powerful warrior, but he's cowardly, and he doesn't think that he's strong. But then he ends up beating the dragon
He has
without any
like
help
he has
anyway.
like body dysmorphia, but for strength,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he might as well. Um it's really fun. It's really sweet. Me and my partner have been watching it together, and so we're like 10 episodes in. I have a feeling this is going to destroy me by the end, because they're trying to essentially get to heaven so she can see her friend again.
So are you okay? This is just a general question. Are you one of those people that will really get into the emotions and actually cry, or do you just feel the? So I know some people that'll watch something and like they'll feel it, but they'll just kind of like look the same. They don't really cry or
Mhm.
emote. Are you one of those people like snot coming out of your nose, like crying your eyes out if it gets emotional?
It depends on how emotional it gets me. I have a feeling it's going to be I have a feeling I'm actually going to cry watch this one.
Nice. I mean, I'm very much a heart on my sleeve type of person. I'll cry like
Mhm.
a baby at stuff. I don't care. Like it's part of it, you know. Like I got emotional during Superman. Like I started tearing up and during Superman, you know. Like I'm gonna cry at stuff. So yeah,
Yeah, Superman got me in the feels for
yeah.
sure. It didn't make me cry,
I wasn't like
but
crying,
it
but it was
definitely
like that line where she's talking to him, and this is tangent whatever. But
it,
uh, she says, that's not very punk rock. Because he's kind. He's like, kindness is punk
mhm,
rock. That whole line and the whole
yeah,
exchange there, that got me. I was like, damn, that's Superman to me. Like him saying that kindness is punk rock. Yeah, that's that.
yeah.
Anyway, that show looks great though.
It's really good. It's really really good. Like this is the kind of show that like this is what anime is really about. Like generally speaking, anime is not it's a medium, not a genre.
Yeah,
And this is it's the animation is the perfect medium for this story because it is fantastical.
right.
Um, and it's drawn so well that they're able to convey the emotion necessary to carry the weight of this story. It's
Yeah,
really good.
awesome. All right, I have a few more things in you, so I'm gonna actually pare down a hair, and then one will lead us directly into our recommendations. So, let's
Yes.
see.
I'm
I've only
glad you're
actually,
leaving that one for last because I was going to have to yell at you to
yeah,
tell you
no,
that you had to leave it for last.
no, I figured that would be the best transition to our recommendation segment. Um, so I have a couple TV shows. I'll just throw them out here. We don't have to talk much about Stranger Things. We're rewatching it because the new season comes out during the holidays, so we're gonna
Right.
basically
Yeah.
rewatch it from the beginning. Are you a Stranger Things fan, or do you care about this? that something
I like
worth
it.
watching?
I've
Yeah,
watched all of it. I'm not gonna rewatch it. I'm just gonna go into season 5 when it comes
yeah,
out. Like, I remember what happened at the end of season 4. I've Stranger Things is this thing where it's like, it's good, but I don't think about it when it's done. Like, it's good
yeah,
popcorn TV, and it's fun that like there's a lot of D&D influence in there,
yeah,
and like I'm glad that that's being broadcast to a larger audience so that more people are playing D&D. That's great. I've been playing tabletop role playing games for over 10 years at this point. So I
right,
love that.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
great to be able to get that out there. And like the stories have been fun, but overall, I'm like, yeah, it's like fine, I guess.
Mhm. So
Like,
how I
I
feel
like
about
it.
it, it's good. Like I'm kind of on the same wavelength as you on that one. Like it's good. Like I really enjoy it. I think this show gets better each season. Like I think season 4 is the best season, just because it just keeps it getting amped up each season. A little bit like the
Ooh,
stakes.
I
So
think I liked like either season 2 or 3
a
better
little bit
than
more
4.
with like
Yeah.
the spider one. I think that one's good. It's just a fun show. The reason we just kind of wanted a show to watch anyway, just because we like to have a couple
Yeah.
shows going at all times. We're like, you know what? Let's just rewatch it. It's been a long time since I've seen the first season. Everybody in there looks like they're like 3 years old, compared to
Right.
like being 75 now, so
Yeah.
fully grown adults trying to be 17-year-olds or 15-year-olds, whatever.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's
yeah,
fine. It's just like it's capturing that like 80s and early 90s energy of teen comedies where
yeah,
everybody was actually in their 20s, you
yeah. It's
know?
very similar vibes to that. But
Yeah, not
so
another
far,
teen movie where you got Captain America where it's like almost 30 playing a high school student.
yeah, it's a good time. It's a fun show. Like obviously we don't need to talk too much, but that's what
No.
we're in the middle of that. And then whenever the new season comes out, I'll probably bring it back up about the new
Oh,
season.
when the
But
new season comes out, we'll
yeah,
be talking about it together because we're gonna like
yeah,
it's a thing. Like the new season comes out, you watch the new season of Stranger Things because it's fun. Like it's
yeah.
fun to be part of the conversation. Like it's not like I hate the show or anything. I'm gonna watch it.
No, you're just like it's good, but it's not like classic status at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it doesn't blow me away. Like I would not own Stranger Things on DVD.
that's fair. I don't know if I would either, but it's good. I'm having a good time with it. And then I just wanted to shout out really quickly last on things I actually left out a couple movies. Because my list starts to get really long.
Mhm.
Uh, David Blaine has a docu series on National
Okay.
Geographic, which is on Disney Plus now. So it's all on there. It's called Do Not Attempt, and basically there's 6 episodes where he goes to different regions and like learns the craziest magic acts in the world. Which I thought, okay, that sounds like an okay idea, but the show is actually really incredible. Like I was like, of course it has the National Geographic like look to it, like everything's like beautiful and like
Right.
really well shot, really well composed, especially when there's
Yeah,
animals
they hire
involved.
really good
Yeah.
cinematographers.
Yeah. So I mean, that's one reason to watch this, but for the other reason, like he actually does these stunts. Like there's like this guy in South Africa. He's out there and he's like a glass magician. Like he deals with
Mhm.
glass and like shattering glass and stuff. Like one of his biggest acts, he literally takes a bottle and smashes it on his head and like without any blood or anything. Of course, David Blaine has to
Right.
try it. He's like, I gotta try that trick, and then he does it and like cuts his head open and stuff. Like it
Right.
like he actually does the stunts that the other people do, which is crazy. And there's like one where the guy puts like fire on his head. So it's just really fun to see like these crazy performers that like do things that you would never imagine a person doing.
Right.
Actually seeing that on the screen and him kind of like exploring these like people with just unusual gifts and talents. Really fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
All right.
recommend
And
it, even if you're not a huge David. But I
so
yeah,
I'm not a huge fan of David Blaine, but I love magic.
yeah,
Like Penn and Teller's Fool Us is like
it's
such
great,
fantastic
so
TV.
good. Yeah,
Like it's so much fun to watch that, and so like I've watched a bunch of that. I've watched a bunch of the old Penn and Teller stuff. I
mhm,
grew up watching like The Masked Magician when that was on TV.
yeah, yeah,
Um, so like I love magic. It's been something that's always been like tangentially a part of my viewing pleasure. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
sure. I'll watch this eventually.
Yeah, you should check it out.
Anytime
It's good.
I hear
Yeah.
David Blaine though, I can't help but think of those old YouTube videos of David Blaine Street Magician where it's not actually David Blaine and it's just,
Yeah.
you know which ones I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
I love them. They're so good.
Oh man.
What the F? It's
Yeah.
so funny.
Hadn't thought about this in forever. All right. Oh well, do you want to jump into our recommendations from last month?
Yeah, we should jump into the recommendations. Before we jump into the recommendations, I would like to take a momentary break to use the restroom really quick.
Do it.
All right, I'll be right back.
Of course. I will too.
Okay,
Okay, I guess
ready
we
to get
can,
into these recommendations?
yeah, I guess we can transition from my last thing as I watched The Bear season 4. But
We're not going to transition from your last thing because I watched all 4 seasons of The Bear.
oh, you did. Did you like it that much? You liked it?
I liked it. I loved it. It was
Oh,
fucking
so
great.
good. I was actually looking at the recap for season 1 just by itself just to say, okay, that's the stopping point in case you didn't watch all of it, but you did. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. I turned it on and I basically could not stop it. I watched all of it in like a week.
I'm so glad you liked it. Awesome. So success for the first recommendation for sure, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so the Bear starts out and it's just like you get introduced to Carmi and he has taken over the kitchen, this restaurant, this beef sandwich restaurant from his brother who died, right? And
Jonathan Bernthal.
yep.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know any of these fucking actors' names. I did not look up any
I
of
think
them.
that's
I'm
the
gonna
only one I can name off the top of my head. But that the chick that plays Sydney is so good. She's awesome, and then of course
yeah.
Carmi's really good too. So anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, I mean the cast overall just
Yeah.
great. Like no complaints at all.
And then what's her name's the mom?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh,
yeah,
dude,
she's so good.
Jamie Lee Curtis is so good as the mom. Jesus
she won an Emmy in this from this movie, like or the show.
Perfect.
Yeah, she was so
yeah,
good.
she
Yeah,
deserves it. 100%. We'll get into her character because she's not introduced until season 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like Carmi takes over this restaurant and like it's fucking chaos. It's just absolute chaos.
Yeah.
And he's like a professionally trained chef who's like, you know, was making, you know, a high-end meals, the kind of meals that's going to cost you like $50 for a single plate, but you're buying 7 of those to get a full course meal, you know? Like
Michelin star.
High-end fancy Michelin star restaurant style meals and now he's back working in a fucking, you know, Chicago sub shop making beef sandwiches at the beef. And yeah, it's chaos. Those first couple of episodes are just absolute fucking chaos of just everything is just hectic and just the chaos of the kitchen.
Well, my question for you is: have you ever worked in a kitchen, like any type of setting like that? I haven't worked in a kitchen specifically, but I have had settings where it's like chaotic. Like, have you ever had that high stress job before?
So I worked fast food for a little while.
Right.
When I was 16, like 16 into 17, I worked fast food. I worked at a Taco Bueno, which doesn't exist here in Kansas City anymore. Actually, I don't know if that company still exists at all, but you know, not quite the same as back of house in like a real restaurant. But when you're working on the line and you've got a drive-through, we had 2 drive-through. So Taco Bueno was one of the first companies that started doing the like dual drive-throughs.
Right.
So you got cars coming in through 2 lines plus 2 people up front taking orders at the counter, and you're essentially trying to make 4 orders at the same time. It's fucking chaos.
Yeah.
So
in the Bear, it's just like fuck, shit, fuck, like just yelling
Yep.
constantly. Yeah.
Yeah. Constant yelling and screaming at each other,
Yeah.
and so yeah, he brings in Sydney as a sous chef to try and like help calm this chaos within the restaurant. And like
Hmm.
she's great. She's so fucking great.
She does help a
Um
little bit, I feel like, but
yeah.
the family's gonna be the family.
Mhm.
Like she does get like absorbed into the family like as the season goes like each season goes along, really. But she feels like she belongs in the chaos a little bit. Like she found her little like corner of it. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, she really feels like an outsider in this
yeah,
first season where like
hmm
she's almost like the audience surrogate where it's like she's the one who, is there to give us perspective of like, what's it like looking at this from the outside?
yeah.
Cuz she is not used to this at all.
No. And they're all big personalities. Every single character is a huge personality. There's no
Oh
like
yeah.
timid person in this shop at all. Period.
No, no.
Yeah.
So you got Carmi's cousin, who we're only going to ever refer to as cousin. That's
Yeah.
Do they ever say his name? I don't remember.
They do, but it's just like everybody just calls him cousin. Just like
He's
Sugar. She
cousin.
has another name, but everybody calls her Sugar. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
So
she's just Sugar. So
yeah.
Sugar's the sister. As she's not around a whole lot for the first season. Like she kind of comes in and out, but she's not working at the restaurant at this point. She ends up like becoming basically the restaurant manager, kind of
Yeah.
like the
And then they
financial manager or whatever in the later season
yeah.
or later seasons. But in the first season, she's just like there as part of the family,
Yeah.
but like doesn't want to be involved in the restaurant at all.
And then
Um,
the cousin's name is Richie, but
Richie, yeah,
yeah.
they do say his name,
They do say
but
his name, but
cousin,
cousin. Everybody still just calls him cousin.
yeah. Well, when they do bring in some of the staff in one of the later seasons, they do call him Richie. The two Asian guys and that one girl, they
Yeah.
always call him Richie. They never call him cousin. Everybody in the kitchen still calls him cousin, but
But they met him like when he was working for that other kitchen. So like
mhm.
they know him from a different like situation, really. Like he's a different
Yeah, they know
person
him
to
from
them.
a
Yeah.
completely different setting.
Yeah, because like Richie's like so high strung and stressed and like has no organization in this first season. Like he
Mhm.
is just like he's like even doing cocaine, right? And early episodes. Or he's at least selling it. Not sure if he's
He's selling it.
yeah, so
Yeah, I think it might be implied that he's doing it also.
yeah.
You never actually see him doing cocaine, but he's definitely selling it. And he's like, well, I'm doing it to fucking make money for the restaurant.
Yeah.
And Carmi's like, no, fucking stop.
But then like a few episodes later, it's like Richie, we got to do one last score. We need some money, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the ending, the last episode of this where he gets a note from his brother and then like starts
Yeah.
opening up all the tomato sauce cans and like all the money's in there. That was so
Yeah. Yeah. That was really interesting. So going into this first season, like I didn't know what to expect. And like watching all the chaos, like it's very, very entertaining.
yeah.
Um, but interspersed with the chaos, you'll have just like these little moments between Carmi and cousin, or Carmi and Sugar, or
Hmm.
Sugar and cousin, and they'll just be like talking about their dead brother for a minute, or talking about just like introspective shit about life.
Yep.
And it's just like these small little moments, and it's like, oh, that's like this is what I'm here for,
Yeah, and
the
then
little bits of additional drama that are added in.
it's like everybody in this so they do a really good job in this show. I feel like every character evolves and grows and so every character from season 1 to season 4 is a different character like each
Yes.
season. Like they actually take the time to develop all the uh
Yes. Yes, they do.
yeah, and I think my favorite like ultimate transformation quote unquote would be Marcus. Like, he's just like a guy trying
Yeah.
to learn how to bake and then they send him to freaking what is it, France or whatever. Was it
I think
France?
Sweden.
Sweden, that's what it was, yeah. And
Yep.
he becomes like the best pastry chef you've ever seen, basically.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
he ends up getting a review, I think at like towards the end of season 3 where they're like best up and coming chef and it's him, it's
yeah,
Marcus.
hmm
And it's like that's that's a real moment of growth for
yeah,
him. But at the same time, skipping ahead, that's also around the same time that like his mom that you've seen him taking care of the
yeah.
entire time has just died. And he kind of feels bad that he wasn't there because he was at the restaurant
Just
working.
working. Yeah, and
Hmm.
I've been trying to like piece together like throughout the seasons. I feel like they're more clear about what their days off are and like what their downtime is in the latest season, because like throughout the entire time it just feels like they're working is 7 days a week like nonstop. But in
I
season,
think
yeah,
I think Carmi is working 7 days a week,
nonstop, yeah.
nonstop.
But the restaurant
Like,
is closed on Sundays. We find out eventually,
yeah.
So
So he's working 6 days a week and he's there from open till close.
yeah,
He's just
he's
he's
just
there.
there.
He
He
is the
lives there.
restaurant.
Yeah,
Yeah, he might as well.
he is the bear, right? Like
Yeah.
literally and like the restaurant itself, right? He's the bear.
Yeah. Yeah. So like yeah, he's always there. Sydney feels like she's basically always there also.
Yeah,
She becomes his partner when they, are transforming the restaurant into from the beef into the bear and trying to make it like the actual upscale place that he wants it to be. She feels like she's there all day, every day, right alongside him, and she's just complacent with it also.
yeah. It's like one of those things that these type of people are just built different. Like they become
Yeah,
so obsessed and passionate about this one thing, and
yeah,
the whole series to me is about just being like a creative, like in general, and like getting so focused on your craft that you have to become perfect at it. And then I feel like that's Carmi's struggle throughout the series. Is like he wants to be the best of the best, and the way he does that is like it's kind of like this the bear's kind of going under because he's like, I want to just try everything, throw everything at the
yeah,
wall because I want to find perfection. And like everyone's like, dude, you can't make something different every single day. You're bankrupting us. We're not making any money. But
yeah,
his passion and like his art, he is trying to become the best version of that, and it's just really fascinating. I love that angle.
yeah, yeah. I really like that. Um, I want to talk about season 2 for a
Okay.
minute.
Yeah.
Because season 1 is basically just chaos. It's almost entirely chaos. Like there's not a whole lot of character development. There's not a whole lot of character growth in the vast majority of the first season, but you learn a lot about the characters within that chaos.
Yeah.
And season 2 starts out and it's 4 episodes and none of them have anything to do with the restaurant almost at all because the restaurant shut down
Yeah.
and they're renovating it to turn it into the upscale place that he wants it to be. So you get a little bit of that, but those first 4 episodes is like going through each of these characters and kind of just taking a day out of their life and showing you what these characters are up to when they're not at work. And honestly, I almost stopped watching it at that point because
Oh yeah.
I love the chaos so much of that first season that slowing it down was just like, what are we doing? Like I don't care about Marcus's home life. I don't care about Idris's home life. Like I don't
Yeah.
care what Sydney's doing outside of the bear. Like I'm here for the story about the restaurant. I don't care about all this. But then you get to the episode where it's
The Christmas party.
Carmi and his family
Yeah.
at like a Thanksgiving dinner
I think it's called.
and like
That's the one everybody else talks about. It's called Fishes. That's like the popular. Oh, you got to see the episode called Fishes, and that's
yep, that is exactly the one I'm talking about because it's so fucking good. Like if that's not what won Jamie Lee Curtis a fucking Emmy,
it
like
was. Yeah, she was
it
so good in that. She's like it's just like the
uh
the cold kind of like a little bit almost too cruel mom, you know, like
Hmm.
the matriarchy, I guess, of the family. Like she's like everybody. She's kind of a drunk, kind of a fuck up. You know, that's her
Yeah.
character, and it's really evident in this, especially when she drives her car through that. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And her husband's rich. He does whatever he does to make his money. So they have this big lavish house and all this, extravagant lifestyle. And it's the entire episode is basically about her like kind of descending into this a little bit of madness within her alcoholism where it's
yeah,
like there's all this chaos going on within the house, which is kind of where it makes you feel like, this is what Carmi grew up with, so he's used to chaos like all
yeah,
the time. And uh the chaos just keeps building and building because it's just like people coming in and out of the kitchen and talking and having a good time. And like I don't have family like this. Like I've heard stories from friends and whatnot who have large families, and they get together for these like family gatherings, and it's like this where it's kind of chaotic and everybody's fucking around doing everything. But my family's always been kind of small and contained, and like
yeah.
there'll be like seven of us at Thanksgiving dinner.
That's pretty much
So
similar to me. It's like maybe
yeah,
up to 12 people, maybe 14, because my brother has some kids now, you know. But besides that, it's
right,
like pretty small compared to this. So
yeah. But yeah, that episode really turned me around on the entirety of the second season. And then I think the other thing about it was that like once it kind of got back into the restaurant and back into the flow of how these characters are living their lives within the confines of the restaurant, I guess is the way to put it.
yeah,
It having those slower episodes really makes you kind of a little bit more introspective and a little bit more empathetic towards these characters and how much they're putting themselves into their job.
yeah, and it's like the thing that you were saying. It's like, okay, why do I care about these characters? What you end up finding out about the bear itself, like the restaurant, is the bear is the people. Like
Yes.
that. The restaurant is. It's not really even about the food. It's about the people and the connections that you make through the food and through the restaurant. And that's what all this like backstory and the life and showing everything. I mean, one that I really like was season 3. I'll jump ahead to season 3 a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
that really. I feel like that season is kind of hated on because it is a little slower and not a lot really
Mhm.
happens in season 3. It's more just about the characters and their lives and things. But the flashback episode called, I think it's called Napkins, where what's her name, the Hispanic
Oh,
lady.
what
What, I
is
can't
her
think of her name.
character's name?
Yeah, but she meets his brother, and it's just like such a beautiful episode. Like it really touched me. Like her kind of like down on her luck and just happens to be at the sandwich shop, and then she gets hired on the spot by him, and history is made, and it's just a beautiful episode. So well acted by everybody.
Tina.
Yep,
Tina's her name, her
Tina.
character's name.
Yep, Tina.
Yeah. So like she gets fired from her job
Yeah,
and she's like going out and looking for work every day and she's feeling useless, because like
yeah,
she's not in a position where she only her husband can be the one making money. Like she has to be making money also because that's it's expensive to live in a city. You have to have two incomes. I feel like it's probably about like that everywhere at this point. But she's down on her luck and she's going to all these interviews and you're watching her go to these interviews and it's like well, she you know interviews really well, but they're like, well, do you have your bachelor's degree? And she's like, well, no, but I've been doing this job for 15 years. Like I'm doing the exact job that you're hiring for. And they're like, well, but you
well,
don't have your degree, so
yeah. That's so annoying.
that sucks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I hate that.
uh yeah, and so like she ends up finding the beef and what's the dead brother's name? Michael.
Yeah,
She's talking
Mike.
to Michael and he's like, the restaurant kind of sucks and it's crazy and it's busy, and we're not going to pay you a lot, but if you want to work here, you can work here because we need
Yeah,
people.
yeah. We need help. We need the help. We need somebody here. Like
Yeah.
yeah. I think he says something like, "We need somebody who can deal with the napkin." I think that's the whole thing, and like
Hmm.
it just they Jonathan Bernthal being like the random character that comes out for like these special flashback episodes and just like he
Yeah.
acts his ass off. It's always really good.
Oh yeah, he was great. You know, he's only in like kind of like Jamie Lee Curtis. Both of them are only in like 6, 7 episodes maybe, but they
Yeah,
leave such an impact on the story.
yeah. It's like they're probably some of the more important characters because of course it's like Carmi's like immediate family, right? But
Mhm.
they're like they're so good actors that they use them so sparingly that whenever they're on screen they like light up the screen and then you don't forget about them, and it's like kind of becomes the heart of the story a lot of times too.
Yeah. The other episode from I'm pretty sure it was from season 3. It was when Sugar is delivering her kid,
I think
or
that's like
was that at the beginning of season 4?
this is the beginning of season 4.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause I watched all of this back to back. It all blends together at some
yeah,
point, you
yeah, yeah.
know.
But that one really felt like it was the restaurant energy with the chaos, but like in a
Yeah.
delivery room instead. Oh,
Yeah, a little bit. And it, it
yeah,
was it was really nice to just see these two characters who like you've never seen interact in any sort of pleasant way up to this point. Like
yeah.
it felt like a real mother and daughter relationship, you
It
know?
was nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Jamie
Jamie
Lee
Lee Curtis is
Curtis
so
again.
good.
Yeah, she's just like she comes. I mean, she cleans up her life, right? So she's like not
Mhm,
drinking anymore, and then everyone's still skeptical of her, and it's like, but you could tell that she like had that change. Like she changes it. Her face is different. Like her demeanor's different. Like she's such a good
mhm.
actor. She
Yeah.
kills it.
Yeah. I'm glad that like she's finally gotten more recognition. Like it's not like Jamie Lee Curtis was ever
Right.
not a popular name. You know, she's been acting since the fucking 70s. She's been
Yeah.
around. She maybe fell out of like being in some higher budget popular stuff for a little while, but she's back and acting her ass off because yeah, she's great in this.
I mean, I even like her, and I know some people don't really like the modern Halloween trilogy. I liked her in that. Like I thought she was having so much fun, especially in that
Yeah,
last one. She's like chewing the scenery like crazy. But anyway, I did just another just to continue on that tangent. Did you watch the new trilogy, Halloween trilogy, and did you like it?
I have not.
Have not.
No.
Okay.
It's one that I've been meaning to get around to. I'll probably try and get around to it this Halloween season.
This Halloween
Cuz like
season.
it's yeah, it's they've been on my want to watch list cuz I'm such a huge fan of like I'm I'm an apologist for like Halloween 4, 5 and 6. I don't
Okay.
think those movies are as bad as people make them out to be. And I think part of that is that like growing up like 4, 5 and 6 were played a lot on like Fear Fridays on like
Mm-hmm.
TMC, you know?
Yeah.
And they're kind of shit, but they're also just like they're just kind of okay slasher movies. They're not nearly as bad as like some of the later Freddy Krueger movies get really bad.
I
Like
haven't seen some of those. I've heard that they're not
oh,
good.
they get bad.
Yeah.
Like to the point that they're not even really enjoyable to watch at all. They basically have no redeeming qualities as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, so
Um
for like the new Halloween trilogy, I would say the first one's like a good solid like reintroduction of the series, right?
mhm,
Like it's good. Like I would say definitely recommend watching the whole trilogy, honestly. But the second one kind of jumps the shark a little bit with Michael Myers like
that's what
being
I
like
heard.
super powerful, like killing a bunch of people and stuff. Like of course he does kill people generally, but like in this he's like super villain style killing people. And then in the third one, it's kind of like they try to introduce some new elements that I don't think work too well, but it's still a fun watch because it kind of feels
Right.
like it's a Halloween movie only in name. You know, it's like this is like it feels like a budget like horror movie, but with a Halloween name slapped on it. But anyway,
Right.
that's a big tangent. Sorry. um, Jamie Lee Curtis is awesome. Period.
Yeah, she's great. How do you feel about the facts?
I like them. They're
Yeah,
they're cartoony a little bit, but I feel like
yeah.
they're still believable as characters, like real people. You know, they're not like so over the top that they're not believable. But yeah,
Have you ever met somebody that was kind of like the facts? Like, because it's Neil and uh, what's the other one's name? I'm looking at a cast list right here,
I
and it
just
doesn't
always
even
say
give the
Fack.
character's
I
name.
just remember
I,
Fack.
yeah,
I'm bad with names anyway, like character names.
right.
But I know who you're talking about.
Have you ever met anybody that was kind of like them? Because I feel like almost every one of these characters in this show, I've met somebody in my life who like was kind of like them. You know, maybe not to the extremes that these characters are. You
Right.
know, they're obviously a little exaggerated, but I feel like there's a little bit of relatability to a lot of them.
Yeah, I think that the facts are just kind of like, I don't know, good old boys from your hometown. That's the feeling I get
Mhm.
from them. You know, I could
Yeah,
my friend like from high school, Matt, is that's a lot like a fact. He's kind of like, at least his brothers and him and his family. Like, so I would go over to their house and they would play D&D and Magic, and we'd like play video games, play Gears of War or whatever, you know, and get high as fuck, of course, because that's just the
yeah,
house, the vibes there. Um, and they very give very much the facts. They're kind of like loud, a little obnoxious, but they're just so fun to be around because they're just a little bit
right.
too loud and a little too obnoxious, you know. So
I'm over here
yeah,
burping, trying not to burp into the
get
microphone
some
too much, but
ASMR, get some beer burping into their ear hole.
yeah. Um, but yeah, so season 3 also had like a bunch of cameo appearances
Yeah,
where it was
John
just like
Cena
one off.
randomly.
Yeah. Yeah, John Cena just shows up
Yeah.
for an episode. Um, I thought that was kind of fun.
Mhm.
Um, I get what you mean though, because you said a little while back that like season 3 really feels like it's kind of just like treading water,
Yeah.
and it almost feels like that's a product of TV to an
Yeah.
extent, because like when you're making a show, you know, a sitcom or whatever, if you end the show, you're putting a bunch of people out of work. So
Right.
you kind of write a show, from my understanding, like I'm not a writer for TV, but it's been my understanding that a lot of times, like if you know the parent company wants more seasons, you're going to continue to write more seasons, and that sometimes means that like you kind of have to write episodes that don't progress the plot forward if you have like a designated endpoint in mind, you
Right.
know?
And to me,
Because you
I
don't want to put all of your actors out of work. You don't want to put all of your
yeah,
crew out of
100%. I'm not the one who is like not a huge fan of season 3. I actually think I enjoyed the whole show. Like I don't have any issues with it. I just feel like the like critical reception for 3 was kind of like, okay, nothing really happened this season. And to me, I can think like a lot happened because they advanced a lot of the characters' storylines.
right.
It's just a slower season because there wasn't that much of the restaurant like chaos in it. They had a little bit of it, but it was more about each individual character having a point of growth, which
Right.
which is basically the whole show. So to me, I liked it. Have any issue?
I I liked it. Like I did not dislike any of this show, you
Yeah.
know?
Mhm.
But I would say season 3 is probably my least favorite of the
Right.
4 seasons.
Yeah.
Um because it does feel a little bit like it's just kind of treading water.
I can agree with it with that. I I think season 4 was a good return to form though, if you want to go that angle.
Yes.
Like I think
Yeah,
season
very much
4
so.
like had some gut punches in it. That season was killer.
Yeah. What gut punches really got to you in the 4th season? I'm curious.
I mean, this is spoilers, but just generally the whole concept of like Carmi basically putting cooking, like that whole plot line of him like taking his name off of like the property documents and everything. Like
Mhm.
I just thought that was, I mean, to me it makes sense for his character a bit, but it's also like he's giving up like part of him, himself, if he doesn't have the bear anymore.
Right.
Like to me, that's really like sticks it to me. Just the thought of that, the idea of that, just really gets to something in me. You know what I mean?
Do you think they're going to go through with that and like actually have him quit the bear?
My thought is
Or
maybe he takes a break.
or is he going to have a change of heart? Yeah. Just
Hmm.
takes a break and then
What do you
comes
think?
back.
Do you think
Maybe
he will?
I I don't know. I don't think that character can quit the chaos. I think
I
he's just so used to it.
mean,
And like he
honestly,
says he wants to, but I don't think he does.
maybe he quits that and goes to somewhere else chaotic. Maybe he goes to
Right.
work for an auto body shop or something like that. You never know, but he's still going to be in the chaos, but somewhere else. Like I feel like he can't live and be himself without the chaos.
Yeah. One kind of general point I wanted to make about the show is that it's it was really refreshing to see a show that has a female lead character and they don't try and pair her off with another character within the show. Like
Nice.
Sydney does not have a romantic interest. Nobody is trying to get with Sydney. Like she is just friends with a lot. She's platonic friends with a lot of other male characters, and they're just friends.
Hmm.
And you just don't see that very often.
Yeah, and then
It's
she
it's really quite rare.
yeah, I could see her dating other people. Like that's not even a part of the bear, you know. Like, and it would make
Right.
sense for the story. I mean, if they wanted to, they could pair her up with somebody, but where it's like this is just a family, not like oh she would just want everyone wants to have sex with Sydney. Like it's not that at
Right.
all. The vibe's not there.
Yeah. Yeah. I just there's a lot of shows where um it just always feels like they need to they just can't do platonic relationships between men and women at all. And this is 100% the opposite. There's so many just friendships between people.
But that's real. That's reality. Like that's life.
Right.
Like everybody like a lot of sitcoms like okay I guess the big worst example would be like Big Bang Theory or something, right? It's like they have to have
Mhm.
every character has to have their match or their partner, and it's
Right.
usually
Yeah,
the
yeah.
opposite sex, and it's usually like oh because she's hot they're into each other, but it's not like this feels like real people like you said
Yeah.
everybody you meet here and like the relationships feel real, like as real as you can in like a scripted thing.
I wanna give a shout out. Christopher Stower is the lead creative behind
Hmm.
this show. This feels like something that's very personal. Like, I don't
Yeah,
know anything about the guy. I don't know anything else that he's made, but this feels like something that is a personal story for him.
I could see that. If it comes from a place of like somebody's been in the shit before and they're like kind of
Yeah.
relating that.
In a way, it kind of reminds me of Waiting, you know?
Right.
Like very different movies and like very different perspective on the restaurant business, but it reminds me of Waiting because Waiting was made by a guy who worked in the restaurant industry and worked, front of house and wanted to tell, a funny story about the kinds of interactions that people have with being in the restaurant industry and like the interactions you have with customers and working with back of house and all of that. And he made a movie that's really good and really funny. It's maybe a little sexist, but it's still really funny. Um, and while this is taking it in a very different direction, it is funny sometimes, but it's
Right.
a drama more than it's a comedy, but it feels like a personal story from somebody who was in the business, you know?
Yeah, it really does. Maybe I don't know if whoever wrote it is like relates to Carmi or had a similar trajectory or maybe imagined himself or themselves in that trajectory or
Mhm.
something. But yeah, it feels honestly, I could see this person, whoever like the creator and everything, having a family like this, like a big family with like a bunch of fuck ups and like a bunch of things going on. Like I could really see that being the case.
Right.
Feels lived in and like personal.
Yeah.
So recommendation good, thumbs up. Sounds like
Uh, two massive thumbs up.
awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I know our friend Max is gonna be happy you.
Oh, he already knows.
Oh, you already told him. You're like,
Yeah.
okay. You kept it secret from me though. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I kept it a secret from you. He knows that I've already watched all of it. He asked me about it at some point. Either not our last recording this last weekend, but maybe the one before that. And I think we had talked about it briefly at when we all got together in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But yeah, good show. Really good show. Had a good time.
Awesome. You're gonna keep up with it now as it comes out and everything, probably.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta see what season 5 is all about. And they actually are releasing this about once a year now, so that's why, like you were saying about season 3, like it's kind of like a yearly show at this point, so they have a good
Mhm.
like pace with it. So I feel like
Right.
sometimes there's going to be a little bit episodes where like, oh yeah, this is just an episode about Sydney and her life. That's why there's those
Yeah.
episodes exist.
Well, I mean, it's fine to have a bottle episode every once in a while to where
Yeah.
you don't have to spend a whole lot of production money. You can just shoot in one location, you know? That's great. Like, do that. Just do it well. Like, tell a good story within that bottle, and it's a good time.
Yeah. Well, to shift everything, you recommended I watch Tai Chi, Hero, and Zero, or Zero then Hero in that order.
Yes.
Okay.
And you had sent me one message that was like, what did you say? You said we couldn't have picked more different movies or more different recommendations.
I mean, really, kind of. I guess there's some chaos in Tai Chi, Hero, and Zero.
A little
I
bit, yeah.
guess. So the premise of this thing is Luchan, yeah. He
Luchan. Yep.
has a little vestigial horn that if you hit it, he turns into like super powered, like Tai Chi master type vibes. Um, Kung Fu flicks, both of them. So I really like the first one, and the second one I didn't like as much. I guess we can get into that a little bit.
Yeah,
But
that's fair. I feel the same.
you feel the same? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
So the whole premise is he is so the first one, he is going to the town to learn like what is it called? The names are gonna escape me in this whole thing, but the special type of kung fu that like to heal his inner kung fu, he has to go learn this like very rare type of kung fu, right?
Yes. So let's take a second right off the bat.
Yeah.
These movies are in Chinese.
Yeah.
We are going to mispronounce things. We're going to misremember the names of things because neither of us speak Chinese.
Yeah, and so they have the tribe and the city that has this special type of kung fu that's going to heal his inner kung fu because this three blossom mark he has on his head, I think they call it, which is basically like
three
a horn.
blossom flower.
Three blossom flower. It's little. It looks kind of like a one random horn on the right side of his face, basically.
Yep.
And kind of looks like a mole that's sticking out a little too far, almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I thought you were gonna say something.
The three blossom flower is essentially like this way for him to unleash this like unlimited power within himself, but the more he uses it, the closer he gets to death,
and the more like stupid he gets. Like honestly, I feel like
yes,
because like there's a love interest. Her name is Zhang or Xiong. I think it's Zhang, but I'll just say Zhang because I can pronounce it that way. She has this rich like upper crust guy boyfriend, but he is from this little town, and he goes away and he like gets educated and he comes back and he's trying to sell the town on railroads and like modern American technology. It's set in like what
electricity, essentially.
electricity, yeah. set in like what, late 1800s, early 19.
Yeah, late 1800s approximately. Yeah.
Yeah. So he shows like he gets like this whole thing set up, and like the lights are connected to like this like bike wheel, and then the power surges, and everyone's like, oh, I think it'll look too dangerous. We don't want Western technology, da 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 da,
Uh-huh.
etc. So it kind of sets off him. He's really really frustrated and angry. He's like, we're gonna get the railroad there regardless. But
Well, he works for the railroad.
yeah, he
So
does. Yeah,
like he's like, well, they want the railroad to come through here. So like, even though I'm from here, I want to bring the railroad to these people because it like modern technology will help them.
yeah,
That's his perspective on it.
yeah. And they're set in
But
their
the
ways.
the village's perspective is that like we don't need modern technology. We're fine the way we are.
Yeah. So he goes kind of to the extreme, becomes super villain, and has like a big steampunk monster he brings to
Yeah.
the town. So I'm watching this movie. So all of it seems kind of like kung fu fair, like karate movie. Like, okay, yeah, there's some cool fights. There's this movie has a lot of like title cards of like actors they think you're gonna recognize. Like a lot of times they'll just be like, this person from this random movie and this person from this movie, right?
This movie loves the history of kung fu
Yeah,
so much. Like if you watched a lot of kung fu movies from like the 70s and 80s, you would know who these people are. Like you would have seen them in so much.
yeah,
And we're not going to get into like everybody, but nearly every character in this movie is somebody that has been in a bunch of kung fu movies in the past. And
right.
like even if they're old, they used to be in kung fu movies and now they're not doing them anymore, or they're just like they played a bunch of bit parts or whatever. Like this movie has such a love and reverence for the history of Hong Kong cinema. It's
Yeah,
great.
yeah, and I could feel it a lot. Just it's like this person, like, and of course I haven't watched enough of them to recognize many of. I recognize like one person. I think it was like the original master. I was like, I've seen that face before, but
Mhm.
like it's. I don't watch enough of these movies to recognize everybody, but I thought that was really cool, and I love the little like additional like graphics that pop up for different things, like labeling the town a bunch of times and like the title cards for the characters. I just feel like it had a lot of like Scott Pilgrim energy a little bit.
Very much so. So this is like 2006, like just post Scott Pilgrim,
Okay, so
and
yeah,
there were a lot of movies that came out around this time where it has this kind of energy where like a new character shows up on screen and it kind of freeze frames on them really quick and it pulls
yeah,
up their name and like some information about them quick, and then the movie just continues on like that never happened.
yeah. It's a lot of fun. Adds to the lighthearted feel of the movie. This movie, I feel like both of these movies are pretty lighthearted and they're just
Yes.
fun. They're very very fun. Like even in the description on Amazon when I went to watch Hero, is it says like kung fu, Chinese cinema, and then like the last one is fun. That's like an actual title card for this or description for these. So like I I I will say I didn't say that at the beginning that I would give these both like a thumbs up. I had a good time watching both. Like they were a lot
Okay.
of fun. They're really good experience. I kind of split these up on purpose. Like I watched the first one like the beginning, like little after you recommended, and then I watched the second one like a few days ago. So it was kind of fresh in my
Okay.
mind. Um but anyway, the first one was really fun. Like I like the whole like video game feel of it, as him like trying to like get to the new areas of the town and fight new characters, like the tofu guy, like knock the tofu
Uh-huh.
out of his hand, and like and then he knocks the tofu out of his hand and he goes, "Oh, hey, you dropped that. Let's fight again. Let's do it again." you know.
Yeah.
Um yeah.
So he just loves fighting so much that he's
Yeah.
like, and so he also has this thing where like um he can essentially learn kung fu by just watching somebody do it. He
Yeah.
doesn't actually have to be taught like the form and everything. Like he watches somebody do it and he's able to mimic it. Commenting, it's like, oh, he's mimicking our kung fu so well.
Yeah.
But he's also just like learning the kung fu because he's able to mimic it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. and that actually ends up being like the main plot point at the end of the movie too. But
Yeah.
so throughout this whole movie, I'm just gonna say it. He's very Goku. Like he's very very Goku. Like
Oh yeah.
he's kind of dumb, but he's happy go lucky. He eats a lot of food. He loves the fight and he wants to fight everybody. Like that's
Yeah.
very basically like that type of character. Like kind of himbo a little bit. Like he's kind of ditzy, but he's just a lot of fun to be around type of character.
Oh yeah. Big
Yeah.
himbo energy.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of people in the town just hate him. Like they're just like they find him obnoxious. Like he's just like doing his thing.
He's
But
also an outsider.
yeah, that too.
Like the so within the town, they're not their whole thing is like we're not supposed to teach our kung fu to outsiders.
Yeah,
Like you have to be from within to learn our kung fu because it's ours.
yeah, and of course,
Eh,
they do the thing where the uncle laborer and he ends up being
yeah.
the kung fu master at the end, which that's pretty unsurprising. But it's always
Yeah.
fun when they do that.
That's a pretty common trope
Yeah,
in kung fu stories to have like the so one of my favorite exaggerations to take a sidestep really quick. Have you ever seen the movie Ichi the Killer?
I haven't. No.
Okay, so Ichi the Killer is one of the most upsetting movies you can probably watch.
Okay.
It's a very grotesque movie from Takashi Miike. It's a Japanese movie from the late 90s, early 2000s. A whole lot of body horror, whole lot of gore. It's a very upsetting movie. It's not a pleasant movie to watch in a lot of ways. There's one character, you see him throughout the entire movie, and he's always big heavy trench coat and like kind of hunched over and schlubby and whatnot, and then he gets into a fight at the end and he takes off his coat and he's just wearing like a speedo, and he is like 5 foot nothing but the most muscular ripped guy you will ever see.
Yeah.
And he just flexes on this dude and it's so funny.
Oh, that sounds like a trip. It's like a kung fu movie, but it's like super gory and like out there. Like that's what it sounds like.
No, it's not a kung fu movie.
Oh
It's
no,
like
okay.
a
It's just a horror
yakuza.
movie. Yeah.
It's a yakuza like horror drama.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. Very different style of thing, but like it still fulfills that same trope of like the unsuspecting badass, you
Yeah, yeah.
know? And it's one of my favorite exaggerations on that trope.
Yeah. So in this movie, um, Tai Chi Zero, the thing that so I'm sitting here watching this, and of course he's doing this whole training thing, and then there's this big inciting moment with the big like steampunk fucking monster machine thing comes
Uh-huh.
in, and then I'm literally there sitting there by myself. I'm like, what in the Howl's Moving Castle am I watching right now?
Yeah.
So yeah. Big, huge metal practical effect machine coming towards this
Yes, this
thing. Yeah.
it's this giant like steampunk tank that has like
Yep.
all these gears and levers and everything inside to make all these things. It just has like giant claws. Like there's enough room inside this machine for like 20 people to be working.
Yeah. Yeah, and then like when they're inside the machine, it's like bigger than you expect it to be. It's like one of those things where it's
Uh-huh.
like 7 stories tall somehow inside of it, and like exploring it and trying to destroy it inside of it. And then when it explodes, and there's like that whole like chase sequence of like the explosion trying to run away from it. It's like this most
Uh-huh.
elaborate like climb out and run out of this thing that you've ever seen. But dude, I loved it. I love practical effects for one. For two, I love it when it's ridiculous like that. Like it's like so in your face, but in the best way. It was such a fun scene to see that whole thing happen. So,
Yeah.
um,
It comes in very unexpected because it's a pretty traditional movie up until that point, and then it's just like, what? Are
yeah.
you kidding
What
me
are we
right now?
doing? Yeah, and then so for me, like for my mood on the movie, I'm like, okay, I know what I'm in for. This is a kung fu movie. He's gonna probably overcome the challenges and learn the secret kung fu ways, right, and
Mhm.
heal himself. what the fuck? There's a steampunk monster, like there's a steampunk tank. What the fuck is this? But it was really entertaining, and I like that little twist in there that it had a little bit of that steampunk in it. And then the whole thing is he learns kung fu and from this the tribe or the city or the village, whatever, by mimicking it, and then they have a second wave of people coming in after the fact, after that tank gets exploded, right? And then like they have to defeat like his army troops and stuff with the town, and they have like a bunch of like things they do, like throw fruit at him and like have special attacks and stuff. It's just a lot of fun. That final battle was, I think I like the tank battle a little bit more, but that final battle was still a lot of fun too, with like the crazy kung fu action, him finally coming into form and learning that style. Um, but the thing that ends up happening at the end of this movie is the whole town's pissed off at him because he's copyright infringing their karate style, because he's just copying it directly. So the head chieftain is like, well, we got to do something about this guy. We're gonna have to cut his tendons or something so he can't use this form of kung fu because he's an outsider. And then of course the love interest of the movie, she's kind of been in the background, well, not for a little bit there, but during the main fight, she's alongside him fighting too. She's like, well, one way we could save him is we can get married. And and then she's like, Dad, do I have permission? Because the dad's the big
like village chief
dude. And he's like, you're gonna do what you want anyway, so go ahead. And then so that's basically the end of this movie, and it kind of hints at like there's 2 new characters with like these cloaks and stuff. You're like, oh, who are these characters? That's cool. And then that's the beginning of Tai Chi Hero, basically.
It starts up literally 2 seconds later in the next movie. It's so good.
Yeah, so then you literally just pick up right there, and like her brother's in town, and he kind of objects to the wedding, and then you realize the brother is working, like later on you find out the brother is working for the ex-boyfriend, from the train company.
Yeah, he's working for the railroad.
Yeah.
And he's here to also try and destroy the village.
Yeah, exactly. And throughout this whole time, he's still learning the kung fu ways and training with a bunch of people. Lu Chang, the main character, and his little horn is slowly healing as he's learning and healing himself, basically. And at the beginning of the movie, he's kind of a ditz and dumb, but as he gets further along, he becomes more of like a real character instead of a caricature. He's actually becomes like an actual logical person and becomes like a nice dude. And then Zhang, who married him, she actually ends up falling in love with him during this movie.
Yeah.
Actually, that's her guy by the end of
they become a really cute couple by the end of this movie.
Yeah, and I will say this movie, the second movie, was good. Like I would say it's, but maybe not quite as good as the first one. Just to me, like I feel like it was a little slower, a little more dramatized, and a little slower, right?
Yeah, I agree. So it's the first one is something truly special.
Yeah.
And the second one is literally a direct sequel. So when the brother comes into town, he left because he didn't want to learn the kung fu. Like he was interested in machines, and like you get this flashback where like he made a machine that was able to help him do the moves of kung fu, but like without actually having to learn and train his body to do it. So like this mechanical vest essentially that like helps him perform these moves where he's able to like lean back really far. And he makes another one later on when he comes back as this adult, and it impresses everyone in the town and makes them think that he has learned the kung fu finally and that he's put in the work, but he actually hasn't.
Yeah, because he gets hit and it like explodes, on his chest, and then his dad's looking at him like, I'm so disappointed. Like, how could you do this to the family, dishonor us, basically, with this new Western technology? Yeah. And I feel like this movie gets a little serious. It's a little more serious. I feel like that's probably the difference in the two movies. They're both good.
Yeah.
The first one's just so zany and out there a little bit, kind of wacky in a good way, like complimentary. The sequel is a little more down to earth. I feel like maybe that kind of takes the edge off of it, and makes the originality a little less in the sequel, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah. But I would love to see what happens next. After this whole
Yeah.
storyline, like I want to see them make another one for sure.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's like 12 years later, and we don't have the third movie in this what was supposed to be a trilogy. And at this point, I don't think we're going
Yeah, I kind of doubt
to.
it too.
Which,
But
yeah, it kind of sucks. I also kind of feel like it would be almost in a way like, did you ever see the Boondock Saints 2?
yeah,
You know how that movie kind of sucks
yeah.
because it's like almost trying to mimic the first one like too hard. Um, I feel like if they did finally make the third one, it would kind of end up feeling like that, where it's like it's trying too hard to be what that movie was, but those movies are so much the time and place of like, 2006, 2007 that you can't really make them again.
I mean, it's kind of like trying to make Star Wars Episode 7, right?
Yeah.
It's like 30 plus years later, 40 years later. Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I mean, that's a different whole nother tangent. I still like Episode 7, but it's the same idea where it's like they're gonna try to replicate that. They're trying to replicate a feeling, which
Hmm.
is really hard to do. Like, it's really hard to nail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but I will say, coming out of these two movies, I was like, dude, that was a lot of fun. I had a big grin on my face the entire movie, which that's a positive. I did
Yep.
like in the second one that they went into the flying machine stuff. I thought that scene with the like steampunk like ship like flying plane type vibe was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really good visual at least, and a really fun fight.
Yeah, and he's like dropping. So there's like an army that ends up showing up at the town, and they're
Hmm.
trying to destroy the village because they still want to build like the the Western company still wants to build their train through the village,
Yep.
and they end up fighting them off, and like one of the guys, is it the brother?
Yeah,
Because
the
it's been a
brother.
few weeks,
Yeah,
so he ends up getting on like this flying machine, and he's like
throwing
dropping
his
bombs on the
bombs. Yeah,
soldiers and while trying to like let Liu Chan get away and let the Grandmaster get away and
yeah.
or helping them escape. And then they escape to like the capital city,
Hmm.
and they end up meeting the like the emperor.
Yeah, and then he names it Tai Chi. He's like,
Yep.
he's like, oh, forget that original name. Let's just call it Tai Chi, and that because you guys have mastered it, unique
Mhm.
style. Of course, the whole story is Liu Chen is like the ultimate Tai Chi master, right? I figure
Yep.
is he based on a real character or a real person, or is it just like a fictional like thing?
I'm pretty sure this is a highly fictionalized story about the origins of Tai Chi.
Okay, I figured it was something along those lines.
Yeah.
I don't think there's ever been a guy who exists that has a horn on his head that basically defeated an army because he got punched in the head and turned Super Saiyan and defeated an
Yeah.
army.
No.
Yeah. uh, but anyway, awesome recommendations, really fun. Definitely movies that I would never have even wouldn't even be in my realm to watch. So that's
Right.
the whole point of the show, and super awesome that you recommended those. I had a good time. This is so much fun.
Cool. I'm glad you enjoyed them. Like I would not go out on a limb and say that like these are some of the best kung fu movies ever. I would
Yeah,
not go out on a limb and say that they're like some of the best movies ever. But they are unique,
they're
and
super
they're a
unique.
very specific vibe, and I think they're special.
Yeah, and I was looking at some reviews. I didn't want to get dive too deep, but a lot there's like
Mhm.
either there's like two sides to the reviews. Like this movie's horrible and it's trash on one side, and then the other side is like, yeah, this movie was probably not the best movie ever, but it was super fun. And that's kind of where
Yeah.
I lean. It's probably like maybe like in the middle of the road. Like it's not the best movie I've ever seen or anything, but dude, I'd watch them again and like after I forget about them a little bit, I'd watch them in a few years. Watch them again.
Yeah.
Good, yeah, they're good. Good times.
Good times. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed them.
All right. Well,
So,
good.
good first recommendations.
I think we both were pleased, at least. is a good
Yeah.
sign, right?
Yeah.
I was surprised you watched all 4 seasons. I figured you might watch one season and be like, okay, I'm good. I was surprised by that. So that's pretty.
Yeah. I will say, don't expect that every time you recommend me a first season of something.
No, that's fine.
Um, I just got really drawn in and
Yeah.
couldn't help myself.
I
So
mean, they're captivating characters and really well acted. What are you gonna do?
yeah. Yeah. Really, really fun. I'm sorry, I'm looking down at my phone because my notepad
You're good.
uh where I have stuff written down. Um so Josh,
Hmm.
what are you recommending me this time? I'm very
Okay.
curious.
Okay. This is gonna be fun. All right, let me pull. I gotta type this up real quick. My brain is okay. I gotta get the info in front of me. I should have had the info in front of me, but okay. I know the movie. I just want to have some information.
Cool. Let me
Yeah.
throw out a couple of little tidbits about the Tai Chi movies really quick while
Okay.
you're doing
Yeah,
that.
that's fine.
Um, all of the fight choreography was done by Sammo Hung, who's like super famous within the world of kung fu movies. Um, if you've ever seen a guy who looks like he weighs 250 pounds, big fat motherfucker, but can do the craziest kung fu,
Right.
that's Sammo Hung. He's so good, and he's an amazing fight choreographer. He's been in a bunch of stuff.
Right.
Um, so the choreography in the Tai Chi movies, great. The guy who played Liu Chan was an Olympian for
Oh wow.
China.
Awesome.
I don't remember what he competed in, but because he like won a gold medal for them, and then they put him in these movies, and then he's never been in anything else.
So he's just
These are the only two movies he's ever been in.
so he's known for being Liu Chan and being an Olympian, which I mean that's
Yeah.
still something. That's cool. All right, so there's a movie on Netflix, a newer movie, an animated movie.
Okay.
Okay, it's from the same studio that brought Spider Verse, Sony Animation, called
Oh, is this K-pop Demon Hunters?
K-pop Demon Hunters.
Okay.
Have you seen it? First,
No, I almost watched this the other night and I
okay.
didn't.
So this movie's a lot of fun. I'll say that the animation's really good. It has a lot of I would say it has a lot of Spider Verse isms in it. Has a little bit of that
Mhm.
half frame looking animation at times, and it has that. It has a similar art style to that. I would say where it has some mixed media stuff in it too.
Mhm.
It's a musical. I wasn't sure that's when I asked you the other day if you had like a genre that you didn't prefer. It is a musical. This is a musical ass musical. So
That's fine.
okay, cool. The music's great though. They're bangers. Honestly, the music's awesome. So
Right.
movie's a lot of fun. Has a lot of kinetic energy. It's just a really just entertaining movie with a lot of action and style and drama and great voice acting too. So um, I wanted to recommend that, and then I want to give you some extra credit if you feel like watching it, which is from the same studio as well. It's Mitchell's versus the Machines, but the main thing is K-pop Demon. I just wanted to say if you feel like, hey, I'm feeling this vibe, that's the extra credit if you want to watch it. What
Okay.
do you think? What do you think about that pick?
I think that's fine. So K-pop Demon Hunters is this thing where it's like it's been so popular over like the past week or so
Yeah.
that I like I said, I've almost watched it and I've just like been watching other stuff instead. So it gives me a perfect excuse to actually finally sit down and watch it.
Yeah, and it's so good. I kind of want to watch it again. So I'll probably watch it again before next episode, and we can have a big conversation about it and how awesome the animation is. And then, like I said, if you want to watch it, the one that the same studio made right before this was Mitchell's versus the Machines. And if you want to watch that one too, I love that movie. I've seen it like 10 times. It's really good. So that
Okay.
one's very nostalgic feeling. It kind of feels like a family road trip gone wrong with robots that start invading the Earth. So pretty fun. So
Cool. Okay.
but the main recommendation, which will probably be the title next time, is K-pop Demon Hunters. So yeah, my recommendation this
Perfect.
time.
Okay. So after I started watching The Bear, I had an idea of what I wanted to recommend you. And then I turned around and I watched the first season of what I was going to recommend you. And
Mhm.
then on the latest episode of Indie Quest, you had Jake on, and he recommended a game that was also food based. What was the name of that game? I don't off the top of my head.
Uh, was it? Oh, you mean
Battle
Dean?
Chef Brigade.
The one when Dean was on it. He said Jake.
Dean.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dean.
sorry.
Yeah, yeah, you're good.
Did I say Jake? I
Well,
meant Dean.
yeah, I know what you meant. So you're good.
Um, so there have been two food-based things in our recent podcast life,
Okay.
and it made me 100% confirm what I want to recommend you. And I wasn't sure when I was going to recommend you to watch something anime, but I knew I was going to throw you into the absolute deep end of anime at some point.
That's fine.
Okay?
Right, I'm ready for it.
Um, like when we had our initial conversation, you had said you'd seen like, Bebop and Ghost in the Shell and
Yeah,
some
like
other like
Full
really
Metal
popular
Alchemist,
stuff.
and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
So some of this stuff that I would say is pretty popular, pretty standard, pretty normal, not weird, not on the weird side of anime, not on any of the things that I consider anime as a genre. But I'm going to recommend you to watch Food Wars,
Okay.
which is anime as a genre.
Okay. I don't know anything about it, so I will be. Uh, you like the show?
Oh, this show is the best kind of insane.
How many seasons? Is it just the
So
one, or
there are 5 seasons.
okay?
Um, I want you to watch the first 12 episodes of season 1.
Episode.
Okay? Um that's maybe 5 hours ish.
Right.
Episodes are 22-ish minutes long. I figure by episode 12 you'll know whether or not you're into this. Um because Food Wars is very very I'll give you a very brief premise of what this show is. Um, so there is a subgenre of anime that is uh about essentially like the battle school. So it's
Right.
people within school and they are all there because they're the best at something and they're competing within this school setting. This is about that, except they're competing with food and they make food so good that it gives people orgasms.
Oh, okay. That's where we're going with this. Okay. Is it so? Is the tone more like humorous or more like
It's very
action?
humorous.
Okay, so it's more of a comedy leaning.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just so I know what to expect going in.
Yeah. So the first season is available on Hulu.
Okay.
Um, and only the first season is on Hulu. And also on Hulu, it's only the English dub, which is fine. I think the English dub is perfectly reasonable. That's how I just watched it. If you want to watch it in Japanese, you can subscribe to Crunchyroll. All 5 seasons are on
Okay.
Crunchyroll if you want to watch more. Um, but the first season is 24 episodes. That was the other thing that I watched. All 24 episodes of this show.
Yeah.
Uh, over the past month.
Yeah, but you
Um,
didn't want to talk about it because it was. Gotcha.
yeah.
All right. Awesome. Yeah. I mean, this is my favorite part of this. Going to be my favorite part of the show. Just being thrown something I would never even think about watching.
Yeah.
Excited.
So there's gonna be like 2 people in the audience who know what Food Wars is and are gonna be like, "Oh fuck me."
Well, hopefully, well, I mean, maybe some people will listen to this episode and want to watch along and watch the first 12 episodes and see what they think.
Yeah, definitely. I do think it's good. It's silly and it's funny. Might be a little problematic in some ways, but it's fine.
Okay. Okay. Problematic in what type of way? So maybe I should know that, or should I just wait and see?
Um.
Like, if I'm watching this and
So
my partner walks in the room, are they going to be like, "What's going on here?"
maybe a little.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
You'll have characters who like you don't see fully like exposed nudity, but you'll have characters who like their clothes explode off of them, but like
Okay,
most of them is covered.
okay,
At least the important parts that like it's like PG-18.
gotcha. I gotcha. Okay,
So like yeah, it's not sexually explicit, but it is very fan service heavy. Let's put it that way.
I'm getting what I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Okay.
Okay, so that's our recommendations. K-pop Demon Hunters with bonus credits of Mitchell vs. Machine if you feel like watching it, and then Food Wars, the first 12 episodes of season 1 for my.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't need to give you bonus credit. Like if you like it, you can watch the fucking rest of the damn show.
Okay.
I will say season 5 kind of sucks. Like
Okay.
that's the end of the show. It's good up through season 4, but season 5 is just not great.
Okay.
So
kind of drops the ball at the end.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah. Sucks.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that happens sometimes.
It sure does.
All right. Well, I guess that's going to do it for our show. Got our recommendations lined up, ready to go for the new month. Feeling good?
Yeah. It's been fun. You feeling good? You excited?
I'm very excited. I guess we should plug socials and stuff. Our friend Briz made the theme song.
He sure did.
So thank you, Brian.
Yeah. Thanks, Brian. We appreciate it. Yeah, you can find my other podcast, the Trash Station. Me and Max, we talk about video games, usually of the shitty variety. Although the last couple episodes we've been playing like good video games, and I don't think that's going to end on the next episode either because I have been absolutely obsessed with this CRPG called Arcanum, and it's basically the only thing that I've been playing. So,
yeah, those games will do that to you, where it just devours your life. Yeah. But they're so fun.
I'll tell you right now. I sent a message to Max earlier today. But at the end of last Friday when I recorded, which will be like 2 weeks ago by the time this episode goes live. But I had 7 hours in that game approximately.
Mm-hmm.
Today my GOG account says that I have like 32 hours in that game. So in the next week, it's very probable that I'll have like 50 to 60 hours in this game.
Hey, at least you're enjoying it. So that's all that matters. That comes down to.
I'm having a blast. It's so good. What about you? You have Indie Quest?
Yeah, you can check out Indie Quest. We just did an episode with Dean from the video game library, and then next episode we're doing a second opinion, which I think will be live like shortly after this or somewhere around this time frame, where we're playing games. I'll let Chris. I can tell you what game I picked, but we each got 3 games, and we're gonna play one of the games that another host of. It'll be fun, and then bring it to the show, talk about it again. Yeah, and then I guess you can find the podcast, the Monthly Mishap on Bluesky. Monthly Mishap, just Monthly Mishap. No the.
Yeah. So. Okay. Sweet.
Right, that's
you can't find me anywhere. I mean, you can search me Scotch and Hobbies. That's like my username on things, and like I'm there. I'm on all the things. I don't fucking use them, but I'm there.
Yeah, you can do Josh Leslie on Bluesky if you want to follow my personal account, or you can send emails to the show, monthly.mishap@gmail.com. So
yeah,
that's gonna do it for our show.
Yeah, send us emails. Let us know what you think of the stuff that we're recommending. I'm curious if people have watched any of these along with us, or if they're going to.
Yeah, and I think none of this was like set up when we first recorded the last episode. Like we didn't have an email, we didn't have a Bluesky, so all that stuff's new. So if you want to find us, it's pretty easy to find.
Yeah, we'll be around. Josh, this has been fun.
Yeah, I had a great time. So we'll see you guys early September. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Hi.
Bye.
Bye.